So the first step to correct your status would be, I would create something called a non-taxpayer affidavit, or even something called political status correction. Correct your name for the record. When your name was created on a birth certificate, they think they own this, so you have to learn how to create it in a private trust. The Social Security number is a trust. If you look it up, Social Security Trust Administration. It's a public administration. You have to learn how to create your private administration. So you can start with a church, or even a tribe. You can correct your status with a tribe, a church. It's called the Shahada with Muslims. I'm not sure what it's called with Jewish people, but they all undergo a status change. In the Christian community, it's called being baptized. So your baptismal certificate can be also correct your status, and you can use this to identify in the public. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. All right, peace and love, man. We appreciate everybody coming down to Atlanta, man. I got the Gifted Guardians in the building. I got Jason Maeve in the building with his tribe behind me. Y'all see his tribe, man. We got Jackson, we got Aiden, we got Braden, right? All right, Aiden and Braden. That rhymes, man. You sure he ain't yours, man?
I don't think so.
I got Chief. You can introduce your consort, man.
I got my wife Jasmine here, and this is my beautiful mother sitting right here in the front. You know you made it when your mother come out.
Yeah, let's get a round of applause for his mama showing up. Let's go. I got Nolan Zander in the building, man. Let us know who's with you, Nolan. Who you got rocking with you?
I got my wife, Natasha. She's in the background.
And I just want to thank everybody for coming in. A lot of people came from a lot of places. I heard Michigan. I heard Virginia. I heard California.
Hawaii.
Shout out to Hawaii. She knows she's a Hawaiian. You know. New York. Shout out. We got Harlem and Queens. What you say?
Harlem, not Queens.
Harlem and Queens.
Queens?
No, not you, bro.
Oh, okay, Harlem and Queens.
Not you. We talking about them. It's about them
Okay.
now. Memphis in the building.
Memphis
Yes,
in the
Mr.
house.
Ross is from Memphis, man. You know. Yeah. Anybody else from anywhere else, man? Arizona. I did hear Arizona.
Roll Tide.
Let's go,
Got
man.
Alabama in there.
New Orleans, man.
New Orleans.
So, man, I just want to appreciate it, man. Y'all, it's time, effort, energy, you know, just to come up. And I hope that we can, it'll be an enlightening experience for you. We're going to have a panel discussion, and we're also going to leave it open to your questions. You know, we don't have anything scripted for you at all. You know, we just came here to show up and show out. Whoever you believe in, I believe Source goes by many names. So whoever you believe in, I ask that you bring them down with you today. You know, may they bring you guidance and clarity. A lot of hard work goes into trying to bring you a certain message to show you that truly prosperity is your divine birthright. All you got to do is truly believe. Mm-hmm. And that's the main message is, man, once you believe something, the universe will conspire to make it true for you. And that's what I need y'all to understand. There's no type of government means control, means mind, man. These are invisible lines. Demographics is the graph of demons. It's all invisible, man. So life is all about what you truly desire in your life. What are your goals? What are you rising up to every day? Mm-hmm. You know, all these other things are just curved lines and dots. Paperwork game that's not even real, man. You know, I can create a piece of paper right now and the dog is not going to listen to it. Mm-mm. A dog is not going to, a Chinese man, if I write him an English bill, he's not going to pay it. You know, as simple as that. If he acts like he don't understand English, right, he don't have to pay it. He's not liable for the bill, man. So I just want y'all to know that you learn how to recapture your own essence, your own energy, your own talent, and then convert it for something great. You know, money is bigger than just money, what you think is physical paper. It's resources. Mm-hmm. It's people. Mm-hmm. You know, there's not, how quick y'all set this up, there was no type of money I could have paid, you know. After COVID, good service is hard to find. Simple as that, man. But y'all can take off, man. Whatever y'all want to say, man.
We're here because we did the research. We did the studying. We found the stuff that didn't make sense. And we made it make sense. We know that everybody's lazy. Hell, I'm lazy. After a fashion, okay? Everybody's lazy, but they're also too busy. Too busy working for less than money that you need for every bill that you have. Thanks to Jason Maine, he clarified a lot of stuff. And he put it down in a book called
Check, please.
Check, please. That's it.
Check, please. There you go.
Check, please.
Who's got the book? Hold them up.
All the VIPs should have
Right.
the book.
We got you.
Hold them up for the camera. Hold them up for the camera. Yeah, let's go.
So you're not going to find that information anywhere else. All the gurus that are out there, I know they're trying. They're trying to help. Trying. Right? But they hit walls too. Can they pass by? Can they break through that barrier? And the answer right now is absolutely not. We've broken through that barrier with the leadership of Don Kilam, Chief Ymir, right? And we're making it happen. And we're getting the information to as many people as we can. This is the start. You're coming in on the ground floor.
And we are going to take a break. So I want y'all to interact with each other, exchange information, because somebody might have an answer that you may need. So y'all don't have to bug Don Kilam. You might get it for free. You might get it for free. It might be the key that you may need. That's why this is how Nolan and Jason met at an Atlanta event last year.
Mm-hmm. We stayed in touch with each other.
Nolan was Jason's teacher, and now the teacher has surpassed the master, and that's what we want to see. I don't ever want to see nobody below me. We can all eat together, man.
You got these three in the background. They're supposed to take it up.
Oh man, listen. I don't even want them talking. Y'all feel stupid. Listen. The junior guardians are in tune, man. This is the junior guardians. Be looking for it, man. And we got the gifted goddesses coming soon too. That's why we got Jasmine out here. So we out here really nation building, man. And I'm telling you, if you want to learn about land, listen. Before y'all met me, was y'all not building on land? I wouldn't call nobody chief because we're not going to bash no groups, okay? Just tell them come holler us. We'll help them out. You know what I mean? We'll help them out. The same people that was talking about us. But they not chiefs. They not building on no land. This is the first chief I met that's building on land, man. Y'all can't stay here. Y'all talking about, I'm taking care of my tribe, but y'all shopping at Walmart, man. What food y'all growing, man? You still going to get poisoned. Tribe going to get taken out, man. Simple as that. You can't say you're going against the government. You're not set up correctly, man. Quit talking bad about the government. They're doing their job. Are you doing your job? There's no history book. There's no religious book that said the government was for you. Right? Show me one. Even I think it was Ronald Reagan. He said the worst words you could ever hear from the government is, "Hey, we're from the government. We're here to help." He said that's the worst thing you could hear from the government.
And as he speaks about that, there's a hidden gem if you guys who read the Bible, right? You read the book of Nehemiah, and if you understand the story of Nehemiah and Ezra, they were coming back into the things that they have lost through captivity of Babylon, okay? And when you get into the book of Nehemiah, chapter 5, he had raised up a complaint because it says that his people had mortgaged their land. They became enslaved. They were once free, but now they're enslaved. He said that their children has now become property. Their children. And so why is this? It's because a lot of times we find ourselves free, but because of a benefit, we sell ourselves. Because we're looking at the now, but we're not looking at your tomorrow. Because realize what you do today affects your tomorrow, because tomorrow is not even here yet. Do anyone knows what's going to happen tomorrow? No. Because today is what affects your tomorrow.
And that's what Don stands for, decide on now. Now creates tomorrow. Or dreams obey narrators.
Yeah.
You're writing your story. And I know y'all can speak on this being from, New York, man. People fighting over sections and blocks that they don't even own. They're paying rent to the white man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, man. So it's like it's so if I'm gonna go to war with you, I'm going to war with you over my section, my land, because I put blood, sweat, and tears in this,
Right.
you know. And when it comes down to it, this is your land, you know. Real talk. So this is the mindset you have to get to, you know. And if you can't just go around deboing people for land, you got to learn how to work smarter and reclaim your nationality, reclaim your prosperity, and get it back. You know. There's really only one way to do it, and that's just to do it the right, correct way. You know?
You got to make it make sense for you. First, it starts off with the vision. What do you see?
That's fact.
We are always taught what do you want to be when you grow up, correct? Wrong. How you want to live? Visualize it. How do I see myself? Now that you can see yourself, now you have direction. Now you know where you're going. See, if you want to be a farmer, right? If you want to be a farmer, you don't need to go to school to learn other things that's wasting your time. Just go and be around people that farm or go farm, right?
Right. That's
so. A lot of times in life, we find ourselves in this middle because we're wasting our time because we lost sight of the vision. It says in the beginning, God created. He had a vision. Okay. And that vision, he was able to speak it. So understand that the word words and swords is the same thing. You have power and authority in your mouth. You have to declare what it is. You have to declare who you are. You have to declare and speak what do you want. Every word is a seed. Every body is ground. Okay? Seed is not just money, but it's also the words that we speak. And so if I want to produce something, if I see something, what is the seed that I need to produce, to sow to make that happen, right? And so once we have the vision, then we have the direction. We know where we're going. And once we have the direction, now our life is full of purpose. Because now we wake up with purpose. Now we know what we need to do. We wake up with purpose. We speak with purpose. We act with purpose. We interact with purpose. Our relationships become purposeful. What is the purpose of that person in your life? If it doesn't support the vision, then it's no purpose. So a lot of time we waste time. Time is a curse to us. In the beginning, God dwelt in eternity. It's the 8. He dwelled in 8, eternity. And now, since we have become indebtors, now we're racing against time. So the day you're born, your clock starts. So the day you're born into the day you end, to the day your life terminates, that's the deciding factor in between. To try to find who you are. Your spirit came into your body to redeem your body. And so this is why we have conflict within inside of us. Because our spirit, which is eternal, energy cannot die, correct? So your spirit is eternal, trying to transform this carnality, this body. And so we fight with each other. We fight with ourselves because I can come and I can be an enemy to you, but it's not me. I'm showing you.
So I'm going to make this simple. Like, literally, your life is your perception. What are you focused on? What do you believe? Mm-hmm. If you believe that, you're a child of the Most High, then why would you bow down to any authority? You can express it correctly because you're in tune with your higher power, your higher self. And source goes by many names, whatever you call your source. And when it comes to the legality, the Bible's a fact in the courtroom, which means that that's your lineage in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Ain't no ands, ifs, buts about it. So if you're claiming the Bible, one of those lineages is you. And it looks like you're the lowest one on the totem pole because you ain't getting no remedy with it. So you're a Roman slave. And it's simple as that. Mm-hmm. You're using the birth certificate. That's just going to get you locked up. You want to talk about authentication? We can talk about it. But I'm going to tell you, if I'm going into court, everybody's heard about authentication process, correct? So I got famous friends. Y'all know? Y'all can just have a seat. I got famous friends, right? Y'all heard about people getting their autographs authenticated? If that celebrity is still alive, can they authenticate their own birth certificate or their own autograph? Yes, they can. They can say that's their autograph. That's my autograph. Mm-hmm. But if they're dead, they get a specialist in, right? And what do they authenticate? That it's the original autograph? And what are y'all authenticating? A certified copy of a birth certificate. So you tell me, why would you authenticate a copy? The first rule is you can only control what you create. Did you create that birth certificate? When you have a tribal entity, we can create our own documents. Mm-hmm. That's what you authenticate, your tribal birth certificate. Yes. What do Amish people use? Do you know? You've heard of Amish people? Mm-hmm. So y'all know I'm not making this up. Do they go to jail? How many Amish people y'all seen in jail? They don't use no social. Jewish. How many Jewish people you see in jail? They don't use a social. They're not using no birth certificate. You're using their signs and their symbols.
They operate as a community.
As a community.
Common unity. And this is the problem because we don't want to be unified. So when they took Yeshua up to be crucified, they took him where? To Rome, to Pontius Pilate. And what did he say to them? He said, how come you don't crucify him according to your laws? So that showed what? That there was two governments in operation. And it's the same today. There's only two governments that's operating in America. You have your American government and you have your indigenous government.
Who got the $1 million with the game? Y'all got it? How many people's actually read it? Which side? The public and the private. There you go. There you go. But the private side, really, the private side and the $1 million with the game. If you open it up, it'll show you the chapters. If everybody's got a copy of it. If you can bring me one right here. Because I'm going to tell you, this is the last one. I'm going to tell you when you look at it,
that's a prop.
It breaks down nationality, status correction, 1099 OID, personal debt elimination, court elimination, bond stocks, notes, and securities, and I self-law master. I'm going to break this down because when you're claiming a color, you're falling under their rules. Mm-hmm. Black chair, that's what I need you to know. The color is an adjective. Mm-hmm. Nationality is going to put you in a proper status. And that's where you can start. You know, and you have the right to change your nationality.
Every indigenous individual has a right to change their nationality. Understand that. Know that.
So, what do you classify yourself as?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a Zaireanite. But I'm a native New Yorker as well.
You can claim the status of the state. Because if you think about it, France is a state. Louisiana is a state.
Hey, give me the mic, because I want y'all to hear my nationality. I want y'all to write it down. I want y'all to write my nationality down in English. Is anybody here proficient in English? Hey, you push that back over. Yeah. Anybody, y'all made A's in English? Who made A's in English? You made A's in English? Spell this for me. Y'all ready for my nationality? Y'all ready? Go ahead and write that down. Can you put that in words? You can try.
Click,
I'll be like, that's not it.
Right.
It's, and they'll be like, that's not what it did the first time, but I have the right to change my nationality.
I have the right to change.
At any time.
At any given moment. Right or wrong, You
So
can pass that around too. We can pass the mic
different.
around. Y'all, we can start asking
Anybody
questions
with
when y'all ready.
Let's start in
Pass the
front row.
mic. Just pass it up.
Gentlemen, any questions? You don't
Just
have
pass
to
the
press
mic. Just
back.
pass it around.
Do we have a second mic?
Turn it on. Turn it on.
Turn it
You
on.
see it?
Oh, we'll start down here.
That mic was that. Make sure all those mics get returned back to the front, please, when we're done.
We'll be back after a quick break.
There's no such thing to practice law. It's called a bar card or a British accredited registry card. They take an oath to uphold rules to the crown, which is in Britain. So there's no such thing to licensed practice law. If you look up Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer. He wasn't an attorney. So attorneys might have to be licensed, but there's no such thing as a licensed lawyer. Again, it's called a British accredited registry. It's part of a membership. It's like a fraternity, like the Freemasons or any other private club or community that you'd be part of, that you have to show your private membership. And this is what they do. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. Who's from Memphis? Watch him. No, I'm playing. You a vet, man. You good. I don't know what side of Memphis you on, though, man. When I'm coming from St. Louis, that's where I stop and get weed, man. It's right here.
All right, so this question is for everyone. From my standpoint and understanding, with this birth certificate trust situation and the Social Security card being somewhat of a credit card to that trust account, why do we feel as though everyone out here behind the scenes and you guys understanding a better way, why do we feel as though we need to certify that copy? Why are we?
Because you're holding on to things for what? You want to be part of what? You still want to be part of the government. You still want to trade with the enemy. No, I'm just saying that's how I'm getting it. But you got to understand this from misdoctrination as well. Yeah. They're pushing this agenda in the public. Yeah. Listen, if we know right now in 2023 that if something is legit, literally going to change our nation, they're going to shut it down.
That's where most people are going, and I'm dealing with a lot of people that are still going that way. I'm dealing with a lot of Moorish Americans. I'm dealing with a lot.
Man, you see, I just had 3 websites shut down.
Yeah. So for that, when we're talking about the folks that are trying to be the sovereignty movement or whatever you want to call it, I would say that there are a lot of people like yourselves and even myself that feel like there's something lacking inside. And that comes from a sense of lack. I want money. I don't have enough. It's a sense of lack. I want to belong to a group of people. But going down to the bar on Friday night and drinking with your so-called buddies until your money's all gone, complaining that you don't have any money, trying to have a pity party to see whose pity is more, is not going to do you any good, because it didn't work last fucking Friday, right? It's your sense of, I need to belong. And that's what they call brainwash programming or hypnosis.
But I mean, not to take away from that, but I mean, this is how you're educated, programmed in TV. Then you're not given the alternative option. Yeah. So we're not programmed to search alternatives. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough I grew up in the area. I've seen Amish people. Like, who are these people, Mom? Mm-hmm. Why they won't talk to me? I can go to their store and shop, but they won't talk to me. Mm-hmm. I can't talk to their girls, nothing, and my dad would be like, they don't shave, boy, you don't want them girls. Hey, like this is stuff I grew up, this is how I grew up. So I was fortunate enough, and then this sounds crazy. I was also, my grandma, she was into the mob. So, they move a different way. Mm-hmm. So, she had 8 husbands just end up dying, and she got life insurance, and she always bucked the government. So the government really hated my grandma. I seen her get my uncle out of prison with his birth certificate, learning how to claim that and all that. He was in the Philippines in the Marines. So yeah, I learned the game. She learned how to get houses, all of that. So that's where I learned that she had 32 properties when she died. So yeah.
And like he said, if you're only being taught that these 2 bottles exist, then that's your only choice. And we're here to show you that there's another way. That doesn't say that these 2 doesn't work. If that works for you, that works for you. But once again, it goes back to your vision. How do you see yourself? Maybe the corporation and that status is for you, right? Maybe sovereignty, right, is for you. And so whatever you decide how you want to live is the avenue or the road to get you there, right?
That's it.
So everybody booked the flight before, correct? Book the flight, bus, train. They ask you 3 questions. Where you at? Where you want to go? And how fast you want to get there. That's life. Where are you at right now? Where you trying to go? And now, what mode of travel you're trying to get there? Depends on how fast you want to go. So if everyone needs to go to California tomorrow, right? Would you want to drive a car? If you need to get there today at 10, would you want to go drive a car? Car is good, but it's not the correct vehicle to get you there. You see what I'm saying? And so this is why it's important to have an idea of where you're trying to go, so that now you can have the correct vehicle to get you to where you need to go. You see, right? Where are you going? Where are you at? Where you are right now. And that's the key. You have to be honest of where you are right now, because the person that you look at is your enemy. Also, the person that you're looking at in that mirror is also your encourager. You have everything inside you. You have the whole universe inside you. For my Bible believers, it says the kingdom of heaven is where? Inside you, within you. It's not over there. It's not over there. It's not here. It's in you. And so once you start to realize that no one is coming to save you, it starts within. And the decisions that you make today will dictate your tomorrow. Okay? When you make the right decision and say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I was taught. Okay? But now I see myself in this direction. So now I make the conscious choice when you move with purpose to say, hey, I got to status correct. I have to change the status because the status over here was not correct.
Not to take away from that, but I did just buy a pound of heaven, so I found some in the bag. You know what I mean? You had a question?
But it's going inside you.
You got a question.
So, along your personal journey, whichever that may be for every individual, should you look to separate it with inside of being? Look inside of being sovereign or your own nationality, and that's a different venue than being a secure party? Or should you look to have them be run simultaneously?
So,
What's the secured party?
you know, how can you control your heartbeat?
No.
So it's sovereign. Your heart's sovereign, because since you can't control it. I mean, did I answer the question? No.
Of this corporation of the United States.
I mean, it's what you understand. You know, you don't need no paperwork to be established correctly at all.
Don't disagree.
You know, and you know that's how the mob ran. The mob was a structured organization. They got hit with RICO charges. That means they're a criminal organization. You know,
But they still can't bring them down.
you don't need paperwork, man. What's understood don't need to be explained. Paperwork is for them because they don't understand the ethers. They don't. It's an art form to them.
Yep.
It's magic.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense in the understanding of everything you said is logical.
You know, before me and Jason put anything on paperwork, we was understood they had to be explained.
I understand. I mean, I get that part. My main thing is that within the venues of, at least how I see it in my head, within inside the United States, you have two venues. You have either.
All right, so I want you to understand, we teach private banking. And private banking is outside the venues of the United States. So you think private banking, you think international. Because you got to think about when we talk about copyrights, right? How's your name copyright? Is it on state level, federal level, or international level? How are we talking? So this is how y'all got to maneuver. You got to understand, you're already moving where your name's already copywritten in the state level. So if you want to learn how to start moving correctly, you need to learn how to get it on the federal level and international level. That's how you take claim. Because they get their funding from the feds. They get their funding from internationally. If you understand how the money works.
Yep.
That makes sense?
It makes sense. Yeah.
For international banking purposes, you have to understand that the United States was quitclaim through the Bretton Woods Act. It was quitclaim. So
Who said
the United
yeah?
States doesn't even own.
This is the first time I heard that,
anything.
boy.
Right?
I ain't never heard that one.
It belongs to the United Nations. The IMF is a division of the
Yes.
United Nations according to Black's Law Dictionary.
So with this right here, this book alone will teach you how a city is created. We built this city. We got this. What we studying this for, man?
What was it?
Whatever, man.
19,
Whatever. Y'all got,
19 out of
listen, come
$20.
get this book. Listen, you know how to see, people think taxes pay for your city, right? Look up what, y'all can Google this right now. Look up what a muni is. M-U-N-I. A muni bond, a municipal bond. That's what pays for your city. It's your Social Security credit.
Yep.
that's paying for every city.
Not your tax.
They're taking loans against your social security number
Yep.
to create a city.
And who here files the 1040 tax form? Right?
It's okay. You can raise your hand.
You can raise your hand. You can raise
We ain't
your
gonna put no cameras on you.
hand, right?
Yeah,
Now-
stay low, stay low. You stay low, boy.
So the 1040, according to the
Project a little bit, bro.
okay, according to the IRS codes, right? That form is a tribute to Great Britain.
That's it.
Now that form. Now I'm not talking about the other forms. So when you file your 1040, you're giving that away to Great Britain as a tribute. And what is a tribute? It's a gift, right? It's a tax. What is a tax? If you want to Google tax, it is a contribution imposed.
Black Law's Dictionary.
Black's Law Dictionary. Contribution is a gift. Imposed means it's forced. So now a tax means that you're forced to give a gift. That's kind of an oxymoron. If you
Making
ask me.
sense? It's making sense.
Okay. Now,
So, y'all see his hat right there with the American flag on it? See, you see it has no gold fringe around it, but if you go look at the cops, they got gold fringe around their flags. That means they work for England.
yep. It's
Admiralty
encased
law.
in gold. If you're in jail and you're behind bars and they're made of gold, you're still in jail. Who paid for the Revolutionary War? Who paid for that war? Anybody?
Sounds about right.
It is the Rothschilds because England, the King of England, paid for that debt with the stipulation that the principal could never be paid, only the interest. So who owns America? Who do we fight against in the Revolutionary War?
The British are coming. The British are coming. And they still own it today.
And they still own it today. We just think what? Oh, we kicked your butt. Yeah, okay, you're right. But they still own us.
And so when these are the things that we need to get you guys to see. There was an image of Nebuchadnezzar, right? You had the gold head, which represent Babylon. They were taken over by the silver shoulders, which is the Medes and the Persians. The Medes and the Persians was conquered by the Romans. The Romans then transformed themselves with the iron mixed with clay on the legs. You have two legs, right? You have an eastern leg and you have a western leg. So Rome now becomes what? Divided. So you have a Rome.
Please grab the mic.
I call that west. Okay. That Rome west, and you have east over here. Okay. So now Rome is divided into two. Okay. This is what we have to see. And so why do you think they always show us what the Queen of England and all them is doing? They're showing you who your masters are. Right? They're showing you. You're a citizen. A citizen is a slave. Okay? You don't want that status. But that's what we claim. And how do they real quick,
Question right here.
how do we get into these things? It's called franchise words. Okay? Franchise words. You're a citizen. You signed up to vote. You just entered into a citizen status because they said citizens only have the right to vote.
So raise your hands. Who wants to be a citizen when they walk out the door tonight? That's what I like to see.
You're a citizen. And so we volunteer because this whole system is voluntary. You have the right to what? Okay. If a cop approach you, he said you have a right to what? Remain. So if you volunteer, it shall be used against you.
That's it.
Okay. So if you volunteer something, for the record, you need to declare who you are. A lot of times people getting in trouble is because they're volunteering information.
That's it.
They don't have anything on you unless you give it to them. And whatever you say shall be.
Who got child support in here? How much? They know how much you making?
No, sir.
Me neither, boy. That's how you supposed to move. What was your question?
So I'm a fellow combat veteran as well.
Mhm.
I want to say thank you all for being here.
Salute, bro.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah.
I mean, but-
Hey, I rep mine. I get free food
And discounts.
and discounts.
And the state parks.
I have a right to a nationality. I'm a veteran today.
And that's how that's what I want to say. So, like, I'm coming to understand how all this really works and what we sacrifice. And
how what it's really going to. And I want to know how to still flex the veteran status, but then move as a unassociated corporation.
That's what you just do it.
You just do it.
Yeah, you just do it.
Okay, so
You are.
when you go to the VA, you just show them.
Yeah, you gotta know how to operate in the positions. So you got a mom,
Yes, sir.
you got a brother.
Yes, sir.
So that's two different statuses right there,
Yes, sir.
Yep.
right?
Yes, sir.
So you're a son and you're a brother. That's two different statuses. You're not the same person to your mother as you are to your brother. You're not even gonna act the same. So that's a status. When you go to the store, you see the clerk, you act different. That's a whole different status. So person means persona. So you're just a different person. That's all the status is. You're different persons. I go by Malik Kalam, Don Kalam. I name all my personalities.
I'm laughing. Who all seen that movie, Are We There Yet, right? 2. And remember when Ice Cube bought the property from the guy and then he came back because he had a maintenance issue and the same guy came back? And then he wanted to hire something and the same guy came back. That's us, okay? It was funny. It was funny, but this is how you operate. You have personas. The Most High has many attributes.
That's it. Source
But
of
still-
our many names.
Many names.
Yes.
Names is character.
You got to understand
Okay.
which tribe you come from. And breaking down with Chief can help you discover which actually, this is why I'm talking about it pays to be a member. He will break it down so you can take this in a court of law. You got a whole chief, a whole prime minister. Who runs Russia? A prime minister, right? So you can't tell me it's not church versus state. A Bible is a fact in the courtroom. And guess what? So is your family Bible.
Yes.
Your family Bible can be used for identity.
The IRS accepts that as an identification document.
Marriage and all.
Baptismal
Baptismal
certificate.
certificate.
You can get a passport with a baptismal certificate. I ain't gonna tell you what I went in to get my my license and all that. But.
Go ahead, bro.
I can attest to that. I used to be a pastor. And pretty much people-
Can you speak up?
I can attest to that. I can attest to that. I used to be a passport agent in Europe for the Frankfurt consulate, and they had
The consulate.
the consulate. And so they had plenty. People bring all kind of
That's what we do.
Identification. They've had certificate, baptism records. We had to verify them. Once we verify their identity.
So literally, that's what he's saying. So we're your consulate. This is your consulate. When you're dealing with us, we're your consulate. We can get you out of jail.
Yep.
So we're not just going to be dealing with the public. It's a private organization now.
Yep.
This isn't just open for anybody. So you got to understand that. You got to have some type of special training, special education, private education. And I say it starts with $1 million worth of game. That's a great place to start, man, just to learn about the difference between nationality and citizenship.
I'm still waiting on my book in the mail, not that one, but Silver's and Surety. Can you go into that a little bit?
Oh, what? You got it on Amazon?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on it.
So what that is, you just creating a trust backed by silver, and then you can create bonds and promissory notes off
But
it.
I don't want them to know it's backed by Silver.
Well, that was the point of the book. Let them know, hey, we got lawful money. Y'all know the importance of, United States was never backed by gold. It was backed by silver. Jesus was sold out for silver.
Silver.
The dollar sign represents silver. Some people say ISIS because it says ISIS. It's two I's and two S. Think about it, man. Bill Clinton said it depends on what your definition of is, and that's why he didn't get impeached.
Yep. They shut it down because
He's breaking down the
all about the
secrets
words,
of money.
Communication.
Come on.
Mr. Ross?
Did you notice that how the dollar sign has changed over the years?
Yes.
It used to be 2 stripes.
It's the Mexican peso symbol now.
Yep.
Yes.
Y'all know what the Mexican peso symbol is? Google the Mexican peso symbol. Anybody that doesn't know, that's the dollar symbol. We used to be on the Spanish Spanish silver, something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amazon, you have like about 65 or so.
Yeah, like 85.
A lot. So, are all those, do any of those books duplicate information? Because
I'm sure they do. Because it just depends on where you're at. That's why I tell everybody start with $1 million with the game, and then it just as you evolve, my books will evolve and grow on you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, once you want to start learning money, it's securities, bonds, and notes.
A lot of all the information you need for that book is in there.
I need y'all to
The
understand.
information is transferable to other stuff too.
Y'all can look up Google. Who can look up Google for me right now? Look up something. Look up who owns public banks? And tell me what it says. I need y'all to know that your banking system that you're utilizing right now, you got to understand private wealth transfer.
Siri knows that too. Hey, Siri.
These public banks, Bank of America, Chase Bank, you can never hand down wealth. Go ahead and read it.
A public bank is owned and operated by a state or a city government in the public interest.
So the bank is always in the interest of the government. You just gave up your rights again. You will never hand down wealth to your family. All you can do is deposit notes and certificates. And they're not even legal or lawful. It's legal, it's not lawful. It's not lawful certificate. A real money is a T-bill, treasury bill. Treasury
So you
note.
had your mother and your father was the original creditors of you. They got together and they created another creditor, which is you. If you understand the essence of that you are made in the image of the Most High, He is unlimited credit, spirit.
That's it.
So He dwells in you, you have unlimited credit. So how does this whole thing works? Based off your credit. When you go in, you put in the application. That word application means to apply. So if you're doing a credit app, you're applying what? Whose credit? No, because if it's you only had a need an 800 credit score, 700. They're lying to you. If you're applying for credit, you applied credit.
You applied the credit.
You applied the credit. So that means that once you applied the credit, it's whose?
It's yours.
Now it says the definition of a debt, right? It says those who extend credit and extend it back, creating the debt. So who owns the debt? No.
They do.
America owns the debt. So if you got denied for a car, that's still your car because they got the credit off of it.
And that can be found in their codes and statutes. 28 USC 2002. It tells you what a definition of a debt is. I believe that's subsection 2.
Yeah.
Debt means an amount owed to the United States. Y'all can fact check me.
So basically what you're saying is when you process that application, application.
You ever had a job?
Oh, yeah.
And what'd you fill out for? An application?
Did they ask
get
for your social?
credit.
Did they ask for your social?
Oh, yeah.
They got paid.
And they get your check before you get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what that book, the W4T book, show you how to get rid of all of that.
So basically it's a security.
And he operates like this right now. Already, there's no Medicare being taken. We got a co-signer.
Oh,
right here in
his
the building.
son. Which
here,
one?
Jackson.
Oh, yep.
Let
Tell
him
him
know.
something.
Let him know.
Tell him something.
Hey, let him know about it. Tell him
Tell
how
him
you
something.
operate.
I'll put you on the spot.
Let him know how you operate.
Tell him how old you are.
20 years old. Jason's my dad. Nice. So I work for his business, so read that book, got set up and everything. I get no Social Security, no Medicare, no North Carolina income tax, or any kind of federal tax. Whatever it is that I'm making hours, that goes straight to my pocket. Doesn't go to anybody else.
You don't have to unlearn so much.
This is the book right here. I got a few of these up here too. $10, man. Change your life, man.
Yeah.
It's called Quick Guide to Redeem Employee Withholdings and Garnishment. Because you got to understand, these are gifts. Nobody taught you something different. There's an alternative. You can go in there and fill out a W-A-B-E-N. If you know that you're a foreign national, you're not obligated to taxes. I got whole tribes working at hospitals and everything. You got to understand that you're gifting 90% of your labor.
Yes.
Every time you're filling out everything this is why they don't have no tax classes in school. This is what the Jewish people know. All these secret societies, this is what they teach.
And let me add something. When you go into your interview, right, it's a offer and acceptance. It's a contract. But the original contract was your application.
And what are you gifting? Your labor.
You're gifting your labor. So here's the thing. If you agreed at $20 an hour, they're making more off you. And so when you fill out those forms, you just gifted everything back to them.
And to add to that, so what they're doing is called sweat equity. This is what you got to learn. This is what the courts are set up to do. And we already know who got the most sweat equity out there. Who's filled up with the prisons? Who got the sports on lock? Hip hop, everything. So we know where the sweat equity is. So since you don't know how to use your sweat equity correctly, they learn how to use it.
Yes, and that's also the definition of credit card, right? So the credit card is also labor on services,
after labor,
on credit,
yes.
Everything. Your credit card is your credit card is any card.
And that's any card, because you got to understand, when you're going into the stores, they're saying debit or credit. A debit is to take away. So you got to understand, anytime you got cash, that's a takeaway. That's a negative. That's not real money. A credit, now they owe you, plus interest. So when you learn how to come in as a true creditor, this is what you're claiming on your tax forms. You're not filing 1040s no more. When you know that the Social Security number is a trust account, right? Everybody says Social Security trust. We can just call it what it is in the public. It's the Social Security Trust. Mm-hmm. And the Social Security Trust Administration is who you should be working with when you're trying to claim credits. And anytime you're running a credit, you instead of a 1040, start learning how to use a 1041.
Mm-hmm. And what I've noticed about this process is moving from the sovereign mindset into understanding how to go and become a governor and govern myself and govern my own tribe and create my own tribe and extend that to family members and friends and things of that nature. I've understood that the sovereign side is more so like you're behind closed doors, hiding, trying to get something.
See,
this is just out in the front forward.
See, with the tribe, bro, what's understood don't have to be explained. Mm-hmm. Like even in Africa, they don't have to explain shit until somebody wants to go to America. Now we got to come up with a name for America, get your passport.
And that's with me. I have my paperwork over there. Hey,
yeah, he has his paperwork from Africa.
His bag.
But y'all got to understand, man. So business, all their business aspect is we got chiefs in the tribe, right? They got chief executive officers, chief financial officers. If you look up the word deplume, it means deprive of feathers or to strip you of your honors. When you get a diploma, you get stripped of honors. They squared your reality.
Yep. So this right here, it's a seal, right? That means what? It's authenticated. That means that nobody, no government, no institution, no nothing cannot come against this because it's authenticated, it's sealed. So in Arachuco Kingdom, you can look them up, Arachuco, right? It's in Nigeria. It said here, Certificate of Identification and Origin. This is to certify that the bearer, Binya Chinedu Taylor, is indigenous native of Amachukama, Ichiwa village and it tells you, autonomous community in Arachuco local government. So this was through the elders. And so when I went to go apply for a passport, the only reason why the passport didn't happen is because one of the guys lied. He didn't tell me exactly what I needed to say because he interviewed me twice. And so he said, okay, if you had something with your name, as it is written on this, we could pass it through easy. And so once again, who knows who the Pope is right today? Do you know Pope John or whatever his name is? That's not his real name. Y'all know that, right? So when he come and take on that office, that title, he did what? Changed his name, just like Abraham, just like Jacob. Their names was changed, just like me. So in Arachuco Kingdom, I am Chief Binya Chinedu Taylor. But in America, my name was Bruce Taylor because that's what my mom and my father gave.
It's like if y'all look up my story, it's on the docket sheets. You can look it up, man. Jeffrey Wayne McBride Jr. Counterfeit money. Got myself at that situation, right? At the end of the day, you think I'm gonna say I'm Jeffrey on the record?
Come on.
I'm looking for that nigga too.
He owe me money too.
Shit. We in this bitch together.
Come on. He had a status change. That means change in authority. Because they hijacked the name. Why would you want to associate with a debtor?
And it was simple as this, and I hope y'all can catch this. They said, state your name for the record. I said, my mom calls me son, my children call me father. Can you give me something with my name for presentment? Where do you live? I live in a house. I live in my body. Mm. They said, how were you brought here? I said, I was kidnapped and brought here against my will. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Yeah. They got to let me go.
So in the back, question?
Ask Jason something.
About reporting the taxes, is there anything that can be done to reverse all of the system?
Yeah, Nunc Pro Tunc.
Yep.
You heard of that?
N-U-N-C Tunc.
Everybody familiar with Nunc Pro Tunc? It means you following something like it started at the beginning of time. It's Latin. They use Latin. Latin is still a magical language within their system, whether it's legal or medical.
It's a spelling language. They derive a lot of stuff out of Latin.
So right now, I'm laughing because I'm listening to all of this and I feel like crazy. Right now,
eat you something, girl.
You're in the right spot.
Right now, I'm on leave. I'm on medical leave. They won't give me disability, but they won't let me go back to work. all of my cards that I put money into because I'm on leave, they won't.
Write this down. You ready? Form 4852. Holler at us. I'll get you in tune with my tax guy. He'll get you everything back from 3 to 5 years. I bet you they'll give you what you want then.
Yep.
Stick the IRS on them.
4852. Yep. Form 4852. You can get anything back up to 3 to 5 years. Instead of filing that W-2 that you was filing, the W-4, what was it? The W-4? Because that's the W-4 T. So that W-4, instead of filing a W-4, you're going to file a 4852 now. And that's going to get you all, hey, I'm talking about your Medicare back, your Social Security back. It gets you all of that. Those are contracts.
Those are IRS forms.
And you entered into them contracts unknowingly.
Yeah. Voluntarily.
Yes. Yeah. You didn't know about it. Because if you knew about it, would you have signed up for it?
No.
Now.
So what you saying, when you get to 4852, you can even get all your retirement.
What's your social, man? I got you.
You look like you sitting on whole money.
You going back to 1980 on that.
But
no, yeah, we go back, bro.
Yeah.
We go there. Yeah. There's Form 4852, yes.
Nut proton.
I think you got a book that explains how you
The
do that.
Capitalizing Namepreneur, yes, sir.
Yeah, I got that book.
Yes, sir.
It's right in there.
Yes, sir. Don't try this at home if you don't know what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
The highest form in the IRS system is an enrolled agent.
Mm-hmm.
You want to become an enrolled agent. It don't cost number like $30 to get a PTIN. That's professional or personal tax identification number. You can file taxes. Just do it under LLC.
Then you're halfway there.
Yeah, just don't do it under your personal name. You have a business. You know, H&R, people go to H&R Block, right? Jackson, you always have an entity represent you when you're doing it. So,
I made my name out.
yeah, you blame. Yeah, but alter ego doctrine. So I sell the name to a record label or a holding company. Okay. You know, you get life insurance. You have the record company do. That's what they do. Except they kill you.
Yep.
You know what I mean, at least if I die, my family getting paid.
Mm-hmm. Create your record or your record label. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that you control all of those businesses, and that's how you break down the difference between the private and the public.
Make your enrolled agent Suge Knight.
So, and the reason why on the record is the reason why on the record is so important. Who was following? Who is it? The one that's in jail now that they got him on RICO charges. Young Thug. They just said what? It says his lyrics can now be used.
That's horrible, bro.
Right now, it's horrible for that situation.
It's horrible for rappers.
For rappers, period.
Anybody trying to express themselves.
But now it's also good because for you doing it the right way, when you're expressing yourself, you're putting it on the record.
On the record.
So that means it can be used publicly. It's a public
and
record.
you got to think about even in the Bible, they got scribes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a record label, man.
Yeah.
The IRS is a record label. They keeping records of your ass. That's your family history, your family heritage. Now, you're giving up your heirship. You're giving up your prosperity because I promise you, if you got a Social Security number, you got one because you're royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Only royalty and divine blood can get a Social Security number. They will ship your ass back somewhere so fast.
Right.
Yep.
That's how much your essence is worth.
Yep. So when the ambulance comes to you, right, it's not coming to you. It's coming for that Social Security number.
That's it.
Right? They don't give a damn about you. If you are a sovereign, Jeremiah 1:5 says, before you were formed in thine belly, I knew thee.
Yeah. And that's the same way with people selling drugs and stuff. We know somebody that sell drugs one time get locked up, right? They've been dude in the hood, been selling weed his whole life, crack his own, never went to jail, right? Because his essence ain't worth nothing. Or he snitching, one of the two. Essence ain't worth nothing, man. They're not going to take you to jail.
Go ahead.
Y'all was talking about that book. I have that book. Does it talk about
which one?
The W4.
Okay.
Does it? It don't explain. So I got a different situation. The IRS has a lock on my file.
Yeah, that book's not going to help you.
Yeah.
You need to get you got to get the lien off. WABEN. You got to learn how to come.
Well, so
that's why we do foreign affidavits.
I had to.
And are you still using that?
I only accepted Form 8832.
Your job?
Accepted W8.
Your job?
Your IRS has a lock on what?
So the IRS, I didn't file for the past 3 years. All right. So they sent my job a letter locking my tax bracket in. So I can't change it no more. They want me to file. So I haven't filed because I wanted to move forward filing correctly. if that makes sense. So they locked it because I didn't file. All right, they sent me a letter saying, y'all, it's called, I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it's a letter saying your file is locked. So they have me locked in this tax bracket.
That's their file, not yours, but go ahead.
Yeah.
That's their file.
So they want me to file to get up to date for the past 3 years before they remove the lock.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain stuff you need to do, like a foreign affidavit with the WABEN, like I said. A foreign affidavit, cover letters go with that. You know, you're still using a regular driver's license?
No, I use my passport.
Well, passport, you still using a social?
No, I actually, when I talk to...
You're using a social, the IRS wouldn't be hollering at you.
Right.
When you don't use socials, they don't holler at you. A foreigner, you can put all zeros in there. Who's stopping you from putting zeros in as a social?
But everything is digitized. So anything that you've seen in that contract or that arbitrary, right? Could you say, okay, no, I don't agree with that? Or you had to check yes or no? Yeah. Okay? That's a part of the Paper Reduction Act. Okay? And so this is the reason why you get a printout, because if you remember, it's an offer and acceptance. They're offering you a contract and you are accepted, but you have the power to strike out. I don't agree with that. Yep. Write your own term. Or I don't agree with that period. You can strike it out. Strike it out, strike it out, strike it out, and then you submit it. So this is what it's about, okay? And so I brought that up to show you guys that with the power that you hold. Just because someone is offering something to you doesn't mean you have to take it. That's called consumers.
Yep.
Right?
So we got the men and women in here, right? Well, maybe some others, but when you're going out for a date, somebody propositions, somebody says yes, or somebody no. Other than men and women. We're socially conscious in here.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody. Everybody.
So, a contract is anything that you say. I'm going to meet you at this bar and you don't show up. It's a breach of contract if the other person agreed, right? I got to do my hair. I'm not going to go on a date because, you know, I always do my hair, right? So what is a contract is what comes out of your mouth and the intent of it, not what's written on the paper, okay? So when you come together, you have a contract and you're always going to negotiate. Not tonight, I have a headache, right? You're always negotiating some sort of contract, okay? So you have to use that on all of your paper contracts, absolutely, and you have to read every word. And if you don't understand the word, which you don't, you need to look in Black's Law to see what they have in there for the definition of the words that you need to know.
Like another thing I'm learning is like reading the IRS, like IRM. Like if you add your own attachments to whatever document.
There you go. That's
like it literally removes you from
that's it.
Yes.
So you got to understand, he's right on point. So that's what I prove with my 508c1as. Mm-hmm. If you create a nonprofit organization in the public, you attach the attachment. This is operating as a 508c1a ministry trust.
Yep.
You attach, a government cannot interfere with a private contract. You can say, so even in the public banks, because we see the public bank owned by the government, right? So how we get around that, first of all, you need to know what wealth management is. We got portfolios now, man. That's what we own, man. Mm-hmm. But with the public bank system, like your company, your solar company, you have an LLC or something established. So with that being said, you can create your own operating agreements to open up a bank account or a banking resolution. With a trust, is a trust certification or a trust declaration. This is what establishes the governing law for your bank account. If you don't have this established, it's going to be automatically what the government has established for you, and it's never good. It's never going to weigh in the public's interest. You know, I hope does that make sense for everybody? So you want to learn how to create your own governing document. So with we did an unincorporated association off of Chief's advisement. You know, can you tell us what we used? Jason been quiet, man. We got to get him to talk now. You know?
Articles of incorporation.
We had our own constitution.
Yep. Mission statement.
And a mission statement.
Let him talk.
What was the other one? Banking. I think the banking resolution. It was those 3 documents.
That's it.
And I mean, I just took that into the bank, and that's how the account operates.
You tell them.
You tell the bank what to do.
Because
you're asking these people for questions. This is going to label you incompetent.
Yes.
Yeah,
You gotta come in there with the right mindset. You tell Amanda what to do, bro.
Yeah, that's the first thing they do is what kind of account do you want?
And so if you don't know what you want, then they're going to give you something that's not in your favor.
Because you're not of the age of majority.
Yeah, what do we all tell them? Oh, I want to make it personal.
Yep.
Instead of a business account.
With one last question, with the unincorporated association, we don't give them our social, right? Or do we have?
You have to get an EIN number.
You can get an EIN, but there's ways around that too if you want to maneuver differently, you know?
I mean,
it just depends on what you know, man.
And I have one more question. Both my parents.
Because where you from? Ain't you from somewhere?
I was born in New York. I live in Pennsylvania, New York.
Oh, I thought you was Russian or something. That's what you ain't got people in Russia?
I do, but I mean, it's, you know, like, it's, if you go there, you need
You better holler back home. Yeah, I got you. I was just messing with you. Raina, don't you know some people next door to her? We nationwide out here.
I have one more question real quick too. So both my parents passed away a few years ago. Can I get their taxes back?
Holler at me outside this, yeah. I got you. DBA their names. Let's go.
You're gonna have to DBA.
Y'all know what a DBA is? You still on child support? DBA so listen, franchise words. Let's talk about it, man. Parents is a pair who rents. Child or children is property of a corporation. These are franchise words. You're the mother, you're the father when you go in court. Don't let them retitle you nothing else. You go in there saying you're a Mrs. or a Mr. These are slave titles. You're royalty. You call them your honor, right? But the court's about you, though. That's your honor. Makes sense? It's all about your honor. It ain't never your honor. It's your honor, not their honor. So when you go in there, that's what you need to claim. You got to go in there knowing this.
Say my honor, right?
Yes, you say my honor. Don't ever don't ever give up your power.
They're
come
administrators.
on, man.
They're administrators.
You don't know this mother. What?
Well, now you know.
Not pro
We're
tongue.
talking about bail-in with these banks, and you dealing privately with the bank. That excludes you from.
Well, so when we talking about when they bail them out.
No, okay. Well, bail-in is one thing. Bail-out is when bail-in is where they use the funds that are in the bank by depositors or unsecured credit.
The fractional banking that way. That's the bail-in.
No.
All right, so
there's a new law that says that if we need to use your money that's in this account.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, it's called a bail-in.
When was this?
This was after they did the bailout.
Oh man, you heard this?
I never heard of that.
So bailout is when the banks get bailed out, and the government says,
Right,
okay,
and you talking about this is a bail-in.
So that they can control your money that you
They
put
can
in
control
the
your
account.
money that you put in the account.
Right.
Because it's not yours anyways.
If they need it,
Right.
for whatever reason.
Because you already know they're using 90% out the gate. They're loaning out 90%.
Right.
So every $100, everybody deposited into a public bank, $90 gets reinvested towards loans and stuff.
Facts. But as a private member, when when they take you to the bank and they get your fruit and everything set up for you because you're special or whatever.
Said he's special.
As one of those members, I'm trying to find out because a lot of the banks are in trouble right now. If I open an account for my operating privately, am I still under the jurisdiction of a bail-in?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure about it. So
I'm not sure, but you're under a private contract. You're not in the public.
But even
I just want you
to know with private banks are a little bit different. But a public bank goes private without you in it when it comes to the FDIC insurance. That's the private contract that gets you out. Now you can actually file the claims, whether it's a mortgage. After 3 years, they abandon the property or car loan. You can file these claims all with the FDIC. And get your cut of that, And then everybody talks about the 3 credit bureaus. These are not credit bureaus. These are credit agencies. The only credit bureau in America is a CFPB.
Yep.
That's who you file your complaints with. Consumer Financial and Protection Bureau. They'll get you cash, they'll get you a check, they'll get you remedy. You know, and then when you start understanding securities, now you're gonna have to understand this, because if you can't explain it, you're not gonna get remedy. You gotta be able to explain your remedy unless you got a representative. So, but the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission, because this is the securitization process is happening. You get a note, and then they securitize these notes. They pull them together. You become an investor. Every time you pay a monthly statement, you're the main investor of that company, of that note, because they've already received payment through your Social Security number. Anytime you got approved for credit. So anybody that gets approved for the car, do you owe the car lot now or do you owe a bank? So the car lot got paid for the car. So that means the car is paid for. I mean, it's not rocket science, people. That makes sense.
They sell it off to a servicer.
Say you own the land on the mortgage that you have your house on. You own the land, but the mortgage company wants to foreclose. But you own the land. Can they hop on the land? Anytime you get approved for a mortgage, that means you are deemed to own the land already, and you just gave up the rights to get the mortgage. You had a question?
Just like Monopoly. You buy the land, and then when you're in debt or in trouble, you mortgage. You see what I'm saying? So a mortgage is not owning.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
So you could cut those back with the 48, the 2 as well, right?
The what was that?
You could claim those that the proceeds from that mortgage.
No, that's just for working.
That's just for working?
For labor, yeah.
For labor?
Yeah, 1061. Or is it 1066?
1066.
1066
for the mortgage.
I'm pretty sure
1066 on a mortgage.
Then you claim.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how you get the interest. It's called a REMIC, real estate mortgage investment conduit.
Okay, then do you claim it for the whole promissory note that they?
Yeah, you're gonna have to calculate the monthly payments and all of that when it goes to the dispute process. That is your court. Paperwork is your court.
Mm-hmm.
The court is always on paper, everybody.
You should never be.
You don't even have to go.
Yeah, you should never be in the courtroom because it's not you, is it? Then why are you going? Why are you sweating?
Don't you have an attorney? If you have an attorney there, that's your power right there. Power of attorney. That's what you're doing. That's why when you have a public defender, that's saying you're a public. Anything in the public is in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in the public's in debt.
And who's the only one that has money?
I wish I known this before I purchased my home.
It's all good,
It's all
man.
good.
What, you still owe on it?
Yeah, I just purchased my home in January.
We can get you together, man. That's perfect. We can still get you together.
That's good.
You still got a couple more years before they do it's called a 1099A is what they filed. They say you abandoned the contract since you don't know what's going on. These are all private contracts. I want y'all to know mortgages never even leave escrow. When you get retitled and all that.
I noticed when I was sitting at the signing table.
The 1099A
right?
is the abandonment or acquisition of property.
It seemed like they switched, like the mortgage company I was with in the beginning, sold it to another company. And I'm like, why the hell did you do that?
Right.
So I think they kind of threw me for a loop.
So
it's like, you know my brother Brandon? You ever seen my brother Brandon? So if he pulls up on you and say you owe Don Kilam, are you gonna pay him? That's how I roll. That's how y'all gotta move. So if that's your debt, because they say it's your debt, right? Yeah. Well, if this is my debt, don't I have the right to say if I get to sell this motherfucker or not? Yeah. I wasn't there. It couldn't be my debt. That's why I tell them couldn't be my debt, because I was talking to one of them. I think I had a record. I said, did you meet this company? Y'all said that. It was like, on behalf of my client. I said, well, I'm going to need to talk to your client. Y'all just sitting around having meetings talking about my debt, huh? Couldn't be my debt because I have the right to be there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That makes sense? All right.
You got a contract with the person that bought the mortgage?
Simple as. You don't even know who they are, right? A corporation. This is why I put corporations at the head. This is why when we do our debt disputes, you want to do stuff through the mail. Do not use the email, man.
No.
Do not do stuff online. Mail. Certified mail. We need somebody signing for this because you showing up to court. You a witness now. Mm-hmm.
To attach on what he's saying, right? When y'all do the remittance, the coupon remittance, do y'all put the property in trust, or do y'all have? Can you do it through the whole?
See, the remittance process we don't do. So you need to read this book right here. You need to understand. Y'all understand what a gift certificate is? Your monthly statements are fucking coupons. You set up a private account, unincorporated association, private trust account. You deposit these bills into your account. You don't send them back. You're giving them their money back.
Okay, so let me ask you this: is it through trust or
yes?
Company?
I wouldn't do a holding company. A holding company is in the public. Yep. These are all private agreements. Yeah, so unincorporated associations and trusts, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I know the gift certificates, my wife keeps all these damn things. We have a whole pile of the gift certificates that we never, paid it through the internet, right? So can you cash all those in?
No, what I'm saying, you talking about monthly statements? Yeah. Yes, those are it.
Yeah.
You have to
just
retitle it.
Anybody ever had a Fed case in here? Yeah. Who had a Fed case?
I have not had
federal.
Yep. You ever seen one? When you first get an indictment, it says a true bill right at the bottom. Yeah. A warrant is like an invitation for a stock hearing. You can look up stock warrant. We can Google it. Look up what a stock warrant means. So you can understand what a warrant truly is. You can understand everything is a way to make money, man. Literally, the record labels invest in all the private prisons.
Warrant is a financial instrument that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a specific number of shares of a company.
So if I accept the warrant, I have the what?
The ability to exchange those for.
They give me a right.
Oh, okay.
Reread it again.
That a stock warrant is a financial instrument that gives the holder the right, but not the obligation.
The right, but not the obligation.
To buy or sell a specific number of shares.
So once you accept a warrant, your rights are given to you now. Does that make sense? But you're an investor. You're going to an investment meeting. When they ask you, do you understand your charge? Every courthouse has a clerk. Every clerk there is a CPA, certified
public accountant.
A certified public accountant. They're handling the United States national debt, which they owe the Social Security Trust Fund, which is $27 trillion. So when you start learning how to file your taxes correctly, you get credits back. It's not called money, it's called credits. You're after credits. The government operates off full faith and credit. And I'm telling you, this is the book that's going to break it down right here. This is the one. We built this city. We really laid this out, man. Even though we're talking about building a city, we laid out the game on how to access these credits. Yeah. Y'all just got to read between the lines, man.
So basically, what you just said, the brick and mortar court, like I said, court is the paper. The brick and mortar court is basically a public bank.
Public banking, yes. Yeah. But who owns the public? The private. Yeah, Can you Google private sector? Private sector is the part of the economy that the government does not control. The government does not control the private sector. So the private is where you want to be. When you're creating your own documents, everybody talk about this public trust. This is what they teach, right? The public trust. You don't create a private trust before you create a public trust. Before you set up your documents, are you letting the banks create your government?
No.
Look up what bank is. BANC. Definition of a bank. That's a seat on what a judge sits on. Just want y'all to fact check me,
And
man.
the bank controls the flow of the currency or the water. It's everything, okay? What was that?
I said the riverbank.
Yes. It's the flow of water, okay?
BANC. Look up the definition. And then start looking up the root words of word. They're called the etymon, the etymology of words.
En banc is French for on the bench. The term refers to a special procedure where all judges of a particular court hear a case.
Proceedings, procedure.
The judge sits on the bank. Every judge has a clerk. You gotta understand, these are all trusts. When you go to a city council meeting, all that is a trust meeting. You know, you ever seen a docket sheet from a court case? That all that is like keeping records of your trust.
Meeting minutes.
Meeting minutes. That's it. Meeting minutes. That's all it is.
That's all it is. We're holding a meeting. We're a trust. These. Yep.
What qualifies you to make these statements, man? Let them know who you are a little bit. Do y'all know who Nolan is? He's also a veteran.
I'm Nolan Zander. I'm a retired United States Navy intelligence officer.
What kind of officer?
Intelligence
officer. You worked for the Pentagon, under the Pentagon?
I worked in the Pentagon. I worked for United States Central Command for quite a while.
Tell me I'm crazy.
Now, you have to comprehend that we could talk about rank all day long, but I will talk about programs. When you have different programs inside the intelligence community, stuff that people are just not authorized, no matter what their rank is. You're authorized or
That's
unauthorized to work in this particular field. So if somebody of a higher ranking comes and asks me a question, I always have to ask them whether or not they're read in. If they say no, I can't tell them. So it doesn't matter the rank when you're talking about the intelligence community. It matters what programs that you were read into. Okay? I've been read into a lot of stuff. I've seen things. I've done things that I can't talk about.
It's private.
It's private.
As simple as that.
Private.
As simple as that. It's private information.
Show me your trust documents. It's private. Show me your wedding contract. It's private.
Tupac signed a death row on a napkin, y'all. It's a promissory note.
It's a promissory note.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where borders can limit opportunities, one book dares to challenge the norm and empower foreign nationals like never before. Introducing Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by best-selling author Don Kilam. Did you know there is a difference being a citizen and national? This is for foreign nationals seeking to expand their horizons. Do you dream of obtaining a diplomatic passport and the freedom it brings? Don Kilam reveals the secrets to unlocking diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Discover why you are already a foreign national, learn the steps to obtain a diplomatic passport, and explore how you can be recognized by numerous nations on your diplomatic journey. Most never knew they could have diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. This book is a game changer for anyone seeking freedom and recognition on the international stage. Get your copy of Can't Touch This today and embark on a journey towards diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Order your copy now and unlock the power of diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
Question.
With the consultations, does this kind of information come with it? Is it kind of curated to
The consultation is whatever you want it to be. You're asking the questions, we're answering them. If I can't answer your question, I'll pass you on to Jason. I'll pass you on to Jason because Jason.
I'm charging $2,000 damn near to talk to y'all, man. I'm tired of talking on the phone.
Everybody's
I talk to them.
Everybody's question is the same thing. It's always,
hey, these are the people that can get through to me. So
the issue for most folks is you don't read.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah,
It
I need
takes
you.
too
Listen,
long.
and that's it. Because if you can't read, I can't help you. I write books.
If you expect to write the paperwork down to declare who you are, but you don't read, how are you going to expect somebody else to read your stuff?
When they say, hey, we don't understand this, help me to understand it, you can't explain it. This is why templates and stuff is cool, but if you don't comprehend what you're doing, it's irrelevant.
It's the difference.
Okay?
It's the difference between status as the paperwork and standing as king.
Yes.
You cannot say that you're a king or whatever, or an emperor, empress, whoever you want to say that you are, and not act as such.
But shout out to all the queens out there.
So when you do this thing, when we talk about the private side,
I was trying to hold it in, but
I was already
talk about the private side. You have
Where
to
y'all at
operate
tonight?
in the private. You have to know how to operate in the private. The documents that I have for what is it now? $9.97.
$9.97.
They're on sale.
So we appreciate you, Raina. You was the first one again, girl.
The documents show you and the public that you have a declaration. It's not just for a declaration out to the public. It's for you, for your lineage, for your offspring, for your heirs. How are you going to educate them? You educate them by acting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you teach your children to share? Then why do you ask your spouse, where are the keys to my car? But you tell your child to share. I'm sorry, your son or daughter.
Yeah, you call what you want, man.
Right.
I already gave the disclaimer. Use
So-
the franchise word.
It's a part of your brainwash programming, and it's given to not just your mother and father, it's your grandparents, because that's how they get you, right? Your parents, or excuse me, your mother and father, your grandparents want the best for you, according to the public, because that's all they know. And that's how you are taught. That's how you're brainwashed. That's how you're programmed. What's a TV program? What does it do for you? A lot of programming, right?
Hey, man,
I want to
everybody
be
looks
like
good.
Yeah.
Mike.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry.
Hey, real quick,
I want to give a
everybody,
shout out
y'all
to you
look
guys.
good,
You guys
man.
look
Hey,
amazing.
y'all look amazing,
Y'all look
man.
amazing, man.
Hey, everybody give
I
y'all
was
a round of
sitting here in
applause,
awe too, like, man,
Hey,
these some
man,
beautiful
y'all
people.
looking good, man. Y'all look good. I didn't mean to cut you off, man. They look amazing, man.
So it's more for you to make the declaration, to decide. To decide means to cut off from any other avenue of approach and follow one path.
And that's it. I don't care how much money you pay me. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna point you back in the mirror.
Yes.
20,000, 100,000, 200. At the end of the conversation, I'm gonna get you back and doing that mirror work. You know, our ancestors call it scrying. You're looking in the phone every day, thinking you're gonna find your future. That's the black mirror. It's sucking your energy dry. You gotta learn how to create it in the vision first. So look in the real mirror. Get in the nature. Look in water. Look at yourself. Look at your reflection. You know, y'all reflection to me. Y'all looking good tonight, though, man.
And this is the reason why I always speak in that spiritual aspect, because if you don't know who you are first, none of this stuff matters.
That's it.
Okay. If you could get all the paperwork, but if you don't know how to explain it, if you don't even know who you are, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And so this is why it's very, very important to look at yourself first. You know, that's why when you are submitting paperwork or you're claiming something, everyone is going to look at you, right? Everyone is going to look at you. And if you say, I'm this, then I expect it. I just want everybody real quick, one exercise, look around. Find me something that doesn't have a name attached to it. Find me something. Find me anything that doesn't have a name attached to it. You can't, right? Because what is this? Come on, it's a bottled water. What is this? And so if you know what this is, if you define this, then that means what? It has a purpose. It's
To me, that's not a book. That's money.
you
You
see what I'm
look at
saying?
it differently.
But the point is, right, what he said,
still
right?
got a name.
Right, it has a name. Name is character.
Yeah.
And so whatever that name is, that's the operation of that. You see what I'm saying? This is the reason why the status change was so important. Abram to Abraham, it means the same thing. But one was given from his father and one was given from the Most High. It was his status. It was his authority. Jacob to Israel. Jacob was also a trickster, so he had a character issue. You see what I'm saying? However, it still didn't change the fact of who God promised to establish his covenant with. He said, if you obey, right? No, Jacob said, okay, if you bring me back to this, if you bring me back to my father's house, because remember, he had to work 20 years for 7 years for his first wife, 7 years for the second wife, 6 years for his cattle. So he had to work 20 years, right? Jacob said, if you bring me back to my father's house, then you will be my God. That was the covenant. And so what we have to see and recognize is that no one can tell you who you are but you.
That's it.
And if we as a people learn to recognize who you are, we can say God is on we can say God, we can say whatever. But if you don't act as such, then that's how they're going to handle you. They're going to handle you according to how you act, not what you say.
And put it under the affidavit and label as an exhibit.
Come on. Exhibit A.
There you go. Or have some people sign it.
You see? And so this is why it's important, because some of us has to undergo a status change, right? We talk about the highest form of government is self-government, right? Children of Israel, here it is, you have you have Samuel, right, dealing with the people. There was already self-governed. We call this a theocratic government because they heard from the Most High. It was a theocratic government. But they wanted to be like everybody else and say, hey, we want somebody to rule over us. And so immediately, do not put no other God before me. Immediately, they violated the covenant. Most High said, look, give him a king. But let me tell you what's going to happen to him. But here's your option. And so we literally handed over our sovereignty to be told what to do. But now we complain.
My free ice cream
You
is too
cannot,
cold.
right. You cannot be sovereign if you don't have integrity. You cannot be sovereign if you don't treat your neighbor as yourself. You don't be sovereign if you cannot look out for your family. And I'm not talking about family that just take. You cannot be sovereign because you have to now put others before you. A king's job is his people.
But hey, shout out to them girls that used to let me sleep on their couch on Section 8, though. Came up. I used their free Wi-Fi, all of that, man. Here I am. You know? Hey, but no, we're going to take a break shortly, though, so y'all can interact with each other before we get back to the second part. But what I want to know is, from some of y'all, what did y'all come here to learn? What do you expect to learn? How can we help you right now? What's your current problem and situation?
Hold on. We want you guys to internally think of that. Yeah. So after the break,
what do you think we can help you?
Internally think, and then after the break, then you can ask
after the break. You can ask them first. They might have your question answered. But no, some people ask because somebody might be here that can help you. Has anybody seen Remedy with discharging debt?
What was that?
So
have you ever seen
real.
Remedy?
So you know it's real. You build credit too. Mama D, this is what you do? That's what you do? So it's not illegal? It's
We're not
easy?
bluffing? No, we're not bluffing. Are we bluffing? Okay.
I mean, I don't pay for
Discharging
that
debt.
anyway. So
You'll have to ask
y'all
her to
pay
break.
for it. Y'all pay for my life, man. I appreciate it. But I get it back. You got to understand, anything you're using, all debt is prepaid. You understand your name's the business, well, you're going to move as such. So if I eat, that's a business expense. If I smoke weed, that's a business expense. Y'all know I'll be smoking on camera. It's part of my persona. Go ahead and write it off. You get all of that back.
But, I did hear you say something in the last webinar that struck me. You said y'all wasn't looking for followers, y'all was looking for supporters.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's where I'm at right there, being a supporter, because I know where we need to go.
Equity is real money, you know?
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's why I brought my P here, because she's a good supporter.
That's right.
So I brought my mom.
Hey,
you see my mom front row.
I said, you see his mom? I'm glad you brought your mama, man. You and your mama look the same age.
Thank you.
There we get that all the time. I used to be 16. You used to walk into the, y'all want to sit at the bar?
No, with my crayons over here.
Hey, y'all can stay with me tonight. Bring your mama, man. I don't want no problem, bro.
I appreciate everybody being here. This is all new to me. My son.
I'm glad he brought you. That's all she said when I was asking the questions. My son, my son, my son, my son.
Because I'm 46 and I'm old school. Like I've been paying taxes, doing this, filing this, and now my son is like, Mom, we not doing that anymore. We need to.
Hey, well, King, let me mentor her. I'll be your mentor, King.
It says, the Bible says what? And the children shall lead them.
Right. And I'm taking on and I'm understanding a lot of people are not hearing what he has to say in our family and things like that. But as his mother, my job is to support him. And I see it.
He came from Virginia, right?
I came in from Cali.
He came from Virginia, though. And you came from Cali. So that means you believe in your son, boy.
I don't walk into court with her and got $20,000 dismissed in the court.
Let's get a hand of applause for that. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Mama is a believer. Mama rocking with her son.
Once again, faith, belief, and trust is all one word in the Hebraic language.
Say it again. Can you say it again?
Faith, belief, and trust is all one word in the Hebraic language. And it means...
And that's where I started, with the faith.
It means immunai, okay? And so when you have immunai, that word immunai also means to support. That means, here, Moses, when your arms is raised, the people are winning the battle. When your arms is lowered, the people are losing. So what did Aaron and his people do? They came in what? Support. That's faith. Because they believed God.
I mean, I won.
So the faith is not what God will do for you. The faith is what you're going to do for him in support of what he told you.
Hey,
so if he told you that you're a creditor, if he told you that you're wealthy, if he told you that you're going to come out of Egypt with great possessions, if he told you I'm going to make you a god unto Pharaoh, you better believe it.
Your preacher sound like my preacher? I don't think so, man. Everybody give Chief a round of applause as well, man. This is my advisor, man. Y'all got, listen, I'm bringing because I don't like the public. I can't handle this, man. Look at me. I'm light skinned. I can't handle all y'all. Y'all drive me crazy. But you gotta understand, I got advisors for y'all, man. Yeah. I get different parts from, I literally elevated my life from these men sitting up here. And I need y'all to understand that. So whatever you see in me, you need to see what I see in them. But I'm like, y'all caught Jason out the gate, though. Mm-hmm. Y'all, it took a minute to get Chief to, he was all the way up in the ethers, bro. He was all the way up there, Just the spiritual people really caught Chief, But Jason, y'all call him right away because he knows the banking and the stuff. But y'all got to still know the spiritual stuff. Yeah. You still got to know the tribal stuff. You still got to know the Bible because you're in God we trust.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are in that Bible when you're dealing with their documents. And that's why he said the consul. You know what an ambassador is as well. So you have to contact when a foreign national gets arrested, the municipality has to contact their consulate and their ambassador. And that's where we come into play. So you got to understand how a tribal community actually works. Y'all just out here talking about UCC 1-308. No, they got a whole policies and procedures. Yeah. I'm a foreign national. You're supposed to call my ambassador. You're supposed to talk to my consulate. Mm-hmm. Y'all not sitting down with the right people, the right governments. Y'all not sitting down we sit down with the KKK. We ain't scared of them punks, man. Come on, man. Cool color kids, all of them, man. We sit down with them, man. You know what I mean? I just want y'all to know, because y'all got to know who's running your section, who's running your ward or wherever you're at.
Even gangs, when they offer peace, the heads come together, correct? And it's the same thing.
We got the public sector and the private sector. Yes. So you know who's in the public sector. Do y'all get remedy in the public sector? You'll get remedy when you start learning the private sector. Mm-hmm. Who's the head of the Freemasons? Who's the head of the KKK? Quit being scared wherever the fuck you heard on YouTube. They're men. They bleed just like we bleed. Y'all caught up on reptilians and all of that, man. Chief got guns. I'm not tripping. You know?
Understand who you are. And the reason why these people are not talking to you because you don't know who you are, right? No one, okay.
Just on paper.
Right. God said, do not take my name in vain, right? That word vain means common. Do not make me common. Don't worship me like you worship everybody else. Mm. And so once you have someone in a higher ranking and a higher status, You can't approach them like you approach someone else. That's common. No offense. No one here is common, okay? So I want you to understand that who you are. You don't allow people to mishandle you, okay? You don't allow them, man, bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to hold it.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go.
We the bullies, man. Not them.
You guys are special. And if you don't believe it, it's a curse to you.
The world is yours.
You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. But it's about how you present it. You're not a slave. You're not poor.
And you was never a slave either, man. Some of us were. Let's not get it twisted now.
Yep.
Well, I need y'all to know you come from greatness. I don't care who you are.
When I look around, I see the coat of many colors. You're here because God called you and purposed you to be here.
That's it.
Nothing is by mistake. And stop being a victim.
Quit. Be a survivor.
Stop.
I like that.
You are here. Whatever mistake that you thought you made yesterday got you to this point today. It wasn't, I wish I would have known this then. You couldn't handle it then. This is why he's giving it to you now. Okay? I don't care if you're 70. I don't care if you're 80. I don't care if you're 20. I don't care if you're 5. He has purposed you to be here. And you got to stop playing with who you are. Because the first disappointment is you disappointing yourself. No one is your enemy. No one. The only fight is within. And when you start to realize that everything, God is good when?
All the time.
So that means when I'm going through, he's still what?
Good.
Come on, he never stopped being
Never
good.
stops. Trust the process.
So you gotta trust it.
Yes. Yeah, come on, man. Hey, let's take a break. I need a blunt. Let's take a break. I need a blunt, man. This smoke break. I need a blunt, man. I got security in here. Don't pull up on me. We good.
Y'all got the book sitting in your hands. You got any questions about that check, please? That should be your.
No, so look, we ain't got to start anywhere. So let's go ahead and start with Joseph. That's fine with you?
Yep.
First of all, tell us who you are, man. Because listen, so for real, look. I'm not proud of all my students, okay? I done help dope boys. I get people out of prison, okay? That's what I do. Help one man get out, I think he had 27 keys. So look, I'm privileged to have, this is where I want my students to be, where he's at, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm not with that other stuff, man. I'm proud to have you as a student. Tell us about yourself first before you go to your question, man.
Wow, describing myself. Probably in the lineage of trying to explain things how Keith just laid it down. I really identify with your passion. I really, really do. That was where I was at, and you were right on point exactly. So if anybody was having a hard time trying to visualize and focus and just have that, I would say I give a lot of credit to my wife. She's been a huge supporter for me in encouraging me to go out and just chase those visions. And if I crash and burn, she's right there with me to mend my wounds. So I have to give her a lot of praise.
That's
for
right.
Giving me that courage. Today's our 11th anniversary.
Oh.
It's your anniversary too. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, 11.
I do it like this. Y'all get it? Man, whatever.
Yeah, they'll get it later.
But no, you nailed it. You really did. So on that platform, it does take a passion. I really care about people, and I saw a lot of people getting taken advantage of in the space that I work. And so,
and what is that space, real quick?
what I do is
there you go.
Yeah. what I do is I install solar panels. I do energy backup, and I'm not like, I know all the sales reps all say the same. Oh, we're the best. No, don't go with anybody else. But I mean, I really have not seen another sales rep not sell the product. And I think that is the best way to identify whether a person really cares about their client. And I've sat down across the table with a family and told them, this is not the product for you. This isn't going to benefit you. Where you're at right now, this is not a financial decision you need to make. Like, if I were in your shoes, this is not the decision I would make, and this is why, and this is how, and this is where you need to work on. This is what your credit, you need to work on your credit first, and this is so important.
Yeah.
And really taking it from a holistic approach rather than just, I'm going to get a sale and I'm going to make some money and let me move forward. And having that passion has allowed me to run my business now for 4 years under corporation. And I didn't know all what I'm learning now, obviously, but we've been successful. We're 100% referral based. And I think that's a testament itself. That people will put their own name behind my name and say, no, you need to talk to this person no matter who else you talk to this person last, because he'll give you the real scoop. And I hear it time and time again from my customers when I'm sitting down with them, I'm like, yeah, we talked to 3 other sales reps. They didn't say anything about the stuff you were talking about. And so it really goes forth in exactly what you're talking about, Chief, in really having passion behind what you believe in. And I really do believe in this product. I really feel like I can help people. I really feel like I can make a difference. And the quality of work that I bring, because I'm not just selling it to them and I'm having a crew go and run it up on the roof. Like, I'm pulling the wire, I'm doing the design, I'm putting in the permits, I'm running the paperwork, I'm doing the interconnection with the utility companies. And so there's no separation of like, oh, well, your guys did this or your guys did that. No, it's me, right?
But you do, but with the solar panel company that he owns, him and his wife. So I think something that led him to me is like you start learning credit, because you can pretty much help people get approved for high amounts of credit, no matter their credit score type stuff. Like he that's where he started understanding some of the secrets of the game.
I do, and I really want to leverage these secrets and the advantages that I'm envisioning with what this offer, this opportunity. I mean, I really see myself even accelerating even further, being able to help more people, not only just the people across the table, but even people that I can employ, like, your son, Jason. That is a huge difference. You're now carrying the legacy. You're now leaving a legacy. And I want to be able to do the same thing with people that I get to inspire in this trade, because I really think it's a wonderful venue to be able to serve people, because that's really where the beauty is. Just like Yeshua came down, he didn't come to be served, but to serve, and that's where he saw the passion in his life. That's the legacy he left. He left a legacy of serving.
Yes.
And we find our best value in life when we serve other people. So, so that's a little bit about me.
I appreciate it, and I love that he came across, because he came across our vision. God, I just trust the process. So as we're looking to build land, I'm like, I don't even want to use Nevada's energy. And I came to him and I came up with some ideas that I thought might even be far-fetched. And he's like, this is possible. We can help you get solar panels. You don't have to use anything. You can just strictly live off grid.
Yeah. And I know a lot of times too, people are asking about land and all this. Okay, listen. Sometimes, once again, you gotta, how do you want to live? If you want to live with autonomy, right? Getting land here in Georgia, there's going to be some restrictions. Okay?
Right.
And I'm doing basic stuff right now. Okay? Just basic stuff. Yeah, we can show you the restrictions, move this stuff, all that, patents, all that. I'm just giving you basic stuff right now. You have to look for places that will allow you freedom to build on your land without attaching the house to the property. Okay? That's key. This is how they take your land, because remember, corporations can't own land. So they turn it into property. That's how they get it. And one thing, when they affix that house on that land, it becomes what? Property. Okay?
Same thing with you.
Yes.
You come from the land.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you get defined, you become property.
Yes. And so when you're looking for property, you want the freedom to build how you want. Where we have property at, you can build anything. You can build a skyscraper up into heaven if you want to. No Nimrod type stuff. You know, right. So, but you can build whatever you want without no restrictions. Okay? That's something that you want to look into. You can build a hamlet, which is a small village, 5 acres or more. You can build that where we at. Okay? So you want to look for something that allow you the freedom and flexibility to do that. Okay? Remember, we built this city. And so now hooking up with someone, because I was just doing it. Y'all understand, like what I teach passion because I live it. Okay? And it's like when you're doing all this stuff, because look, I got a vision and I'm doing it. God is going to correct it. He's going to get you right, but you got to just start. You see what I'm saying? We all have something.
That's it.
But the reason why it's not working is we never started it.
That's it.
Once you start, he said, then I will send you a helper, right? So once you start, then the resources is going to open up for you, but it ain't going to open up if you never started. Okay? So I started, and I got like I got a storage unit full of solar panels. Like we bought, it's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't care. But now, meeting my brother here, he said, look, this is what you need to build this.
Right.
Like, wow. And that was the connect through done.
And that's what I was telling you. We don't always got to do things ourselves.
Exactly.
Because, he's already had an award-winning podcast. We just didn't have the professionalism behind it. So sometimes you got to pay them for what their craft is. Quit trying to do everything yourself.
Yes.
He's the expert at what he does.
Right.
Why not support your brother?
Yeah, if
and
I get solar panels, I'm calling him.
Yeah, and that's all I want to teach, man. Y'all gotta quit going getting stuff from these corporations. If this is what you're really speaking, learn how to uplift each other and buy from each other, work with each other. Like off the record, it's a private stuff. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but we worked out a private deal. You know what I'm saying? Private deal. No money has to be involved. Matter of fact, go ahead and call in a dispute. Get your money back. Like literally, and I've done that with a lot of people, man. So, we're not tripping off it, man. We just want to make sure that you believe. Because I want your belief and faith before anything or the processes won't even work.
Right.
As simple as that. It's based on your understanding. Like Nolan will tell you, his international status correction, he understands it because he created 39 pages.
60.
60 pages. That is going to get him out of jail because he knows how to implement it. If you don't know how to implement it correctly, it's not going to get you out of jail.
You see? And so that's the importance of networking. This is the importance of this. It says what we have to realize is that everyone has a piece, right? No one in here has it all.
Right, that's it.
No one. But when we come together,
that's it.
Right? Now we have it all.
Just like my brother right here from Memphis. He was able to co-sign because he worked at where'd you say he was at? A passport agency. He verified you need a consulate and an ambassador.
Yeah.
When you understand this with having what your rights are, knowing your rights, because this is a private education. You know who to ask for when you go to jail. You want your ambassador. You want your consul. You have the right to talk to them, and they have to talk to them. That's your rights. They can't even book you in until.
See it. But right now they have American citizens locked up in prisons around the world, and so once a month they go visit those American citizens that are in jail to see their well-being. So they take a magazine, they take stuff like that. I mean, guys been there, like one guy, I think it was like 2000. He had been there since back in the 70s. In the 70s, I mean, here it's like 2004, and he's like, man, he's still rocking old stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
I'm gonna get back to his question too, because he did get to ask.
Okay.
No, I do want to ask a question, but I also want to flip off of what Nolan was talking about earlier, and I just want to make sure nobody missed it in exactly what we're talking about with networking, because Nolan was saying, and I don't remember the scripture, if it was Ephesians or Jeremiah 1:4, where it talks about before the foundations of the earth were put in place, I knew you and I chose you.
Yep.
You can't know somebody unless you spend time with somebody.
Come on.
And you can't choose somebody unless you know what they're capable of doing. So if it says in the scripture that he knew you and chose you. He's obviously omnipresent, so he was able to see what your worth is in life. Just like you guys are talking about networking. I'm good at what I do, but everybody here has something they're really good at.
Right, that's it.
God put you in this
For a reason.
because he knew you and he chose you before the foundations of the earth. So there's no point of you not having a purpose here. And I didn't want anybody to glaze over that verse. I know it was kind of mentioned, but that's the depth of that verse.
Yes.
Again, I don't remember if it was Ephesians or Jeremiah.
It's Jeremiah 1:4. I quote Jeremiah 1:5 to bring home the
there you go.
The more of the idea of actually who you are. Right? You're chosen to be here. You have your purpose is your passion. That is your clue. Who are you? Because your mother named the event that is your name. It's on your birth certificate.
Y'all catch that? He said your name is the event that happened. That's the name of the event that happened.
You, as woman, created mankind. Is that not a miracle? But we glaze over that, don't we? And they recorded it in the king's register, which is not your register. So now who does that belong to? Not you.
The crown.
It belongs to the crown.
Yes.
That's the birthing certificate, BERTH.
There you go.
In commerce, you have been birthed. You came through the canal.
And I know I wanted to say something. I couldn't think of it in our podcast that we just have released.
The hospital, you talk to the doctor.
So listen, only property can get delivered. Say it again. Only property can get delivered. You get delivered. Your mama delivered you. Right to the oppressor.
Before your feet,
unknowingly.
Unknowingly.
Yeah. Before you touch the earth with your feet, your soul was copied, wasn't it? The sole of your foot.
Soul prop.
Soul prop.
They propped
That's
your
it.
foot.
They propped your foot on
That's
a piece
the
of
soul
paper,
prop
and
right
now
there.
you're a soul prop.
You're already acting as a sole proprietor in commerce, or AKA soul trader. You're trading your soul, your essence. Debt means death. You're giving up a part of your essence, a part of your labor. What you do every day, your time. You're giving up part of your life.
How much time do you have on this, in this reality, on this planet?
If you're just gonna give somebody your time, just tune into Dream Keepers Radio every Friday on YouTube, at least every Wednesday at 9 a.m.
The private group, what do they get for the $97? What do
Oh,
they get?
we're doing. Is it $97 a month? That's how much we charging.
Let me ask my help square. Okay.
That's what we charging. That's what we charging, boys. Hey, yeah, we're doing weekly classes, ain't we? Weekly webinars.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing a weekly webinar.
We did one last week.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's
it was
what you
good
get for
too.
that
I remember
97.
I was high.
Per month.
97.
You get 4 classes a month.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a few questions on you said the sole prop, right?
Proprietorship. Yeah. Sole proprietor.
That's the sole proprietor.
Yeah.
That's you, and you doing DBA.
I ain't got nothing.
That
A DBA could work. So I need you to understand your name. All you got to do is say your name. You don't need no name or number. That's a sole proprietor. Yeah.
You need some real food.
Yeah, you can do business as and create a sole proprietor with it. Yeah. Yeah. You could. It's already in the trust.
Already in the
if
trust.
it's under an IRS form, come on, talk to them, Jason, man. Answer that. What's a CP7? What's a 575?
CP 575 form.
It's a trust document, right?
The CP 575 form. When you get your EIN number, you got that document that you print out from the IRS. That's a trust certificate.
Do y'all hear that? Did you hear him?
That's a trust certificate. Doesn't it say who the
Your
trustee
EIN
is?
number? That's a trust certificate, and it's not your trust. That's not your shit. That's not your sign. That's not your symbols. It says the I, the R, and the S, and I never met them. I don't even know where they're located at. I bet it's next to the kingdom of heaven, where we bank.
I know we were talking about the footprints, right? So what happens when you're old school, us OGs that have the the certificates of birth with the footprints on there.
You have the original with the wedding signature?
I have the original. I even traced it back to, it was part of a Catholic church that our Catholic.
There you go.
There you go.
Then, if you have it, then you're the holder in due course.
You're the holder, yeah.
I got that one.
Yeah, you're the holder.
You're the holder in
But I
due
want
course.
y'all
of
to
that
know,
certificate.
don't overthink it, man.
Listen. Well, okay, so to answer that, but I'm gonna say this. Everybody in here can go to your minister,
your
church, and get baptized.
Baptism.
That's what baptism is. You know that, right?
Listen.
Baptism is membership.
You can get out of prison by going to the chaplain. You can get out the military by going to the chaplain and getting reborn. It's a status change.
Now, the definition of minister, this is what I wanted to show y'all. In law, it says in public law, one of the highest functionaries in the organization of civil government. Say this again. In public law, one of the highest functionaries in the organization of civil government, standing next to the sovereign or executive head, acting as his immediate auxiliary, and being generally charged with the administration of one of the great bureaus or departments of the executive branch, enforces laws of government. So, Malcolm X, Minister Malcolm X,
El Malik Shabazz.
he went to Harlem Hospital and demanded the release of the guy, right? And what happened? Did they release him? Come on.
So if I'm a minister now.
There you go. Let your mind work. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on.
So if I'm a minister, but I was.
Don't but.
Don't
but.
I was a little confused with the way that the ministry that they gave me is under a nonprofit.
501c3.
Yeah, you don't have freedom of speech.
You don't
at
have
all.
freedom of
So,
speech.
when you sign,
no freedom of speech. So when you have a regular 501c3, you have your freedom of speech. You cannot speak against politics or nothing. They can really kill you.
Yes.
You know, just the same way you know how there's so many
yes.
You know, melanated kids missing and stuff. You know, y'all gotta quit. Y'all gotta watch what y'all filling out. Organ donors and stuff, bro.
Stop putting that stuff on your license.
Yeah, man. Quit putting organ donors. Quit volunteering information to these organizations. This is real life Hunger Games.
Because
out here,
here's
man.
the thing, like he said, if they say you're an organ donor, when you check that, did they say when you're going to donate your organs? Did they say that? Did they say when you die or pass away? You see what I'm saying? That's a contract. You just contractually.
I'm white and I ain't got those problems.
You just contractually gave them
There you
your
go.
organs at will.
White means purity. Purity means God. God is the supreme ruler of the land.
Especially people that are still pure blood that advertise that they didn't take the COVID vaccine, because you can't even donate blood if you've taken the COVID vaccine.
Cut that out, video.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut that out too.
Through the vaccines. Right.
Yes.
Just make sure y'all edit that.
Yeah, we
part
have
out.
to take out political stuff. We're going to take out political stuff.
You are correct, but we have to cut that out.
The land pact, you were talking about the land. So is that where the land pact would come in? Where you would put it?
A Lodial title.
Lodial title.
It's Lodial title.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what a baptismal certificate would be for the live person.
So
you want to claim alive, being alive.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's it.
Here it is in the book of Acts. He says, seek out able men, right? All this all over again, because we know that was the story with when Abraham, his father Jethro, came to visit him, and he said, hey man, basically this is how the government started. All right, with Jethro. This was reinstituted back in the book of Acts. And he said, hey, seek out these type of men and they will be in charge of this. So the first church is your house. Let's say that again. The first church is what? Your house. You are sovereign because nobody can come into your house and tell you what to do. Okay? That's number one. So if you established a 508c1a, who is the minister? So that means that you can do what? Baptismals. That means you can do what? Birth certificates. Come on, you guys.
So listen,
it's that simple.
You got to think about it with a court or anybody. They add a minister. It's called administer. They add a minister. That's why I said go back. Who runs Russia? The prime minister. All it is adding a minister. Everything's a different ministry. Everything is just a different ministry. Instead of thinking these people, the public and the public sector as government organizations, these are a private ministry. Y'all mad about the Freemasons? That's a private ministry. They doing this is what I'm trying to tell y'all to do. Open up a private church. What's the Klan? Private ministry. What's the Department of Justice?
Yeah.
Private ministry.
And so when you have the president's cabinet, that's all they are is ministers,
That's
y'all.
it.
It's just a different name in America.
And you fill out their forms, you signed up for to be part of their congregation. So you get the benefits of being a member of that.
And that's why you pay your tax, your temple tithes, your tithes, okay?
Yeah.
By force, okay? Because you're a member.
That's it.
That's where Creflo Dollar comes in with the W-2 forms because all the members bring in their W-2.
He stopped that. He got delivered, right? He said, he stopped that. He said, look, I was wrong, all right? So we're going to just cut that. But he corrected himself.
The way we operate, you want to do your best to not volunteer any information to the IRS. We don't accept tax forms, none of that. You cannot pay with people get this misconception. We don't heard it all, ain't we, Jason? Can I pay you with a 1099-A? I'm sure you heard that shit, boy. No. No, we don't accept those forms. These are the assessed credits. These forms are used for reporting information.
On a corporation that's truly operating in RICO law.
That's it.
They're true racketeers.
It's mob. It's mob.
Because they don't pay taxes. What did he just say before? He said if you give them cash or you use your debit card that they give you operates twofold, credit or debit, right? So you have a credit card if you have a bank account, okay? So if you giving them cash or you making a debit, you just gave them money, free money. Now, if you give them credit, then you have to pay the tax. You have to file the correct tax forms that they're now obligated to issue you back.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? And so this is the thing. You are the original creditor. So a lot of times when they start putting this stuff on these debt collection letters, your original creditor, T-Mobile, or your original creditor. No, they not. Who initiated the credit?
Accepted it.
Right. If you accepted it, they are. Because if you don't know your status or your standing, then they are the original creditor.
Through tacit acquiescence, you agreed to everything that's on that piece of paper. You agreed. Period.
Well, I mean, there's certain ways you have to do it because through the arbitration clause, sometimes y'all do certain things and y'all activate the arbitration clauses.
Yeah.
And you'll never see remedy.
Yeah.
And this is how, and even with the Department of Justice, you have to come through. It's all arbitration.
Yeah. Everything is arbitration. And so
we live in corporate America.
Yeah. It's all arbitration agreements. And so once again, if you guys if you get a, whatever you guys' internet is out here, and you look on the back of those contracts, it says arbitration agreement. You can opt out of those. Okay. But if you don't opt out, they said, now, let's say if you find something that's wrong with this, and you try to pursue us in court, it's frivolous filing. We don't have to respond. We don't have to do anything. Why? Because you never opted out. This is why people ain't getting their remedies. This is why people ain't, because you're still in arbitration. Okay? You can opt out of the arbitration agreement, then you can use your rights. But once everything is black and white, you guys. We don't read. Okay? We don't read. Because a lot of times if you read this crap, you'll be like, what the mess? You see what I'm saying? And then now you have to know what to do. So they tell you every contract or arbitration, it has an arbitration agreement that you can't opt out of. Every one of them. Okay?
I just want people to think like this. Y'all have all heard of what would Jesus do, right? What would the Amish do? Think like that, for real.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can they neglect or reject giving you services if they want to opt out and they don't want you to opt out? I mean, isn't that
It's a contract agreement. So yeah, just like you can negotiate, they will renegotiate, right? And you can just go back and forth until you get what you want, or you just go with a different contract through a different company.
That's facts. Ask your questions, man. Let's get back to Joseph, man. Because this stuff is good,
So
man.
I have a friend of mine who is currently going through bankruptcy, and in some of the stuff that I've been reading and learning, I'm realizing that the CFPB can make adjustments on your credit report, but I wanted more of a directed instruction and insight on, he's already going through the process, he's not gonna obviously stop the process. So once that now hits his credit file, what is the next steps that we can do to help him out?
I don't know if you can co-sign for me on this, Keon, doing credit, but when it comes to bankruptcy even being on a credit report, because that's what you were speaking of, correct? They're not even, where they pull this information from? The court doesn't report the information,
They
so
can't.
we can get it off. We can get it off your credit report all day. It's just a simple letter. Yeah, it's just a simple letter.
It's a consumer letter.
Yeah, yes.
In your consumer report, they are not allowed to report anything that's derogatory towards you anyway. Okay? Because you are sovereign. Did you give them permission?
All right, the consumer report is really for the benefit of the consumer.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people don't understand.
It's fake. Okay? Look.
Who's the bigger slave,
Right.
But no, you can get it off. You can control it. Now, before altering anything on your credit report, I just suggest freezing everything.
Yes.
And there's a whole list. I got this PDF from CFPB. And I'm talking about, it's not just 3 credit bureaus that's monitoring your stuff.
Yes, it's way more.
It's a long time. Yeah, man, I'm talking, we got A to Z.
And let me tell y'all something. They're actually, I don't know if you heard about this, but they're actually trying to come against the CFPB. These corporations is coming.
The CFPB is a bureau, a part of the government that's actually here to help.
But these corporations are now coming against it to file a suit and wondering where they get their funding from. You see what I'm saying? Because they know when you report them to the bureau, that's the CFPB, they have to work on your behalf.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? And so if they try to defund them or now try to say, well, there's other people that need to fund them, let us start funding. Remember, these presidents, when they go and they run for office, they're raising funds. Okay? They're raising funds, meaning if I get elected, I have to perform on the contract that we just had. Okay? So that means, hey, when people come into America and they put their money behind this president, I'm telling y'all the game without saying anything, right? Now that president, CEO of the corporation of America, has to perform on that because you paid me to do a task. So now I have to act on your behalf. Exactly.
That's it.
How much does it cost to buy a president?
President
What's up,
for 10,000, please, Alex.
Now, I was gonna say, it's probably a little bit off topic, but it is in the same arena. So I've been doing extensive research on denial of credit. Now, I've ran into a dead end with this extensive research because I haven't seen anybody who got a remedy for the denial of credit.
So brother Umar? You said you help people get it too?
Yeah.
Adverse action. So look, I know. So Keon is our expert. He's really with the Gifted Guardians. He just ain't up here yet. But for real, Keon right here, Key Media. You can get his info. He's part of Gifted Guardians. And then my brother Umar, he's supposed to be hopping on the podcast, The Bureau Bullies too. But he helps people in those. You ever heard of Bureau him? Umar, yeah. So look, they help you. Denials of credit. They help you get derogatory remarks. They'll get you paid on all of that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like checks, $1,000 checks. That's what they specialize in. Yes. Yeah. Look him up. Umar, tell him Don Kilam sent you, man. They've been rocking with me for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Make sure, hey, look, I want to say this to everybody. Everybody says pay it forward, pay it forward. If you got it from somebody that paid it forward, please pay it back.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to knock nobody and act like I know it all. Right. Don Kilam does not know it all. That's why I got these men up here with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it, man. But I'm going to give you somebody that specializes in it, that I know that's authentic. You know, I can verify other people. Y'all know who Jill Scott is. Jill Scott will co-sign for Brother Umar. Mm-hmm. You know? And it's just simple as that. in the same way in the community that we're in, we got celebrities that co-sign for us now. So it's like I'm not even too concerned about the public. You know, I got people that can afford me now.
I like to say one thing, it's a little bit different, but about us all being here and networking. Has anybody ever heard the story about the 100 monkeys?
Yes.
I have.
So they did, and I may not remember, word for word, but so they did this experiment where they dropped, I think, like mangoes. They dropped it first on the grass, and so the monkeys could easily get to it, and they all went to it. Well, then the next day they went and dropped them down on the sand, and they were dirty. 10 of the monkeys figured out, well, they just cleaned off the sand and ate them. Next day they did it again, and when they went back, they told 10 more monkeys. 10 more monkeys, and then when it got to 100 monkeys, the next day they dropped them. All the monkeys on the island knew how to do it. Come down there and clean it up. So then they went to the next island to do it. First time they did it, all the monkeys knew.
It was that fast. It's like, wow.
Different islands.
It's like a shift, a consciousness.
Exactly. It's a great way.
That's deep.
So much of us know something. Everybody.
Yeah. So I watched some National Geographic stuff. I seen some stuff like that. They're like, we don't know how this herd of monkeys learned how to, because when they're not finding food, they rub these rocks together and eat minerals off the rocks. They're like, they don't know where this group of monkeys learned this from. That's all I watch. I don't be watching garbage TV, man.
Yeah, because they're not educating you.
Yeah, that's right.
Brainwashing.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that goes back to the idea that you know that you're missing something, but you don't know what it is. Okay, so we're here to explain part of the so-called matrix. So the matrix is in layers. So we have the spiritual layer, we have the financial layer. We're going to have many layers, and here in Gifted Guardians, we're going to cover as many of those as we can with the help of the community, because we already have specialists up here. We have the juniors back here. We have some of you in the audience here in Atlanta that can absolutely help. But you cannot build a nation by yourself. It takes a village to raise children, or boys, girls.
I say it takes a man to raise a man, but a woman to raise a nation. Information starts at the time of conception. That baby's gonna believe whatever his mama tells it.
Hand that rocks the cradle.
And I don't care how good of a father you are, Jason. When they was babies and the house catch on fire, they waking up mama first.
Yeah,
right?
She's gonna be on me.
Huh?
Then she's gonna be on me. Go put that fire out.
Go put it out. Go put the fire out, Jason.
I'm tired, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
There used to be a volunteer firefighter chief. Put it out.
Right.
That's where you got the name chief. What?
Right.
Fire chief.
Fire chief, right.
But that's just what it is. So that's why a nation can only rise as far as woman.
And that's the reason why, once again, I got you. That's the reason why it's important for the women to learn this. Because the first attack they're going to come at is separating the father from the mother.
That's it.
And then so they can isolate that mother and work on her emotion. You see what I'm saying? Very emotional.
That's
you see what I'm saying? Come on. She
That's
is.
it. She is
not
the
the father.
informant.
She is. Right.
What's the last?
And so let me.
What's the last name of the mother? Is it the same as the father?
They asked for maiden name.
The maiden.
It
Damn.
automatically makes the child a bastard.
That's deep.
And so
Ain't in none of my books.
one thing that I have to show you guys is, what does that term maiden mean? Unmarried or servant. Of who? The father. Okay? This is why it's important.
That's
The
deep.
woman changes her status when she takes on the man or the name of that man, because now she takes on the character. Okay? So when me and my wife, we had our children, our offspring in the hospital, they try to be slick, because we denied birth certificate, we did everything that was proper, but they still issued a birth certificate for them, but they put the last name for the child. That's it. Which was her last name at the time before she changed her name. So we had to now correct that. You see, but I didn't care what you put because this is why the Torah
They did it
states
so they can still get paid.
so they can still get paid. So y'all understand, even though you deny it or not, they still going to record that a baby was born. Okay, and so this is how they get paid. So people don't teach this stuff, but I'm telling y'all because we went through it. Okay. But this is why you create your own documents, because I don't care what they do. Because once again, the Torah states that you got 8 days to name your child.
It.
Yep.
Okay? They try to get you out of the hospital in 2 or 3. They circumcise your child, your son, if you still do that, they circumcise your child within 24 hours, okay? So they're automatically removing you out of covenant.
Right, that's
okay?
it. That's it.
But if you wait the 8 days, then what name can they take from you?
And we're gonna get back to you too, John. But did you hear what he said? They're giving you a circumcision within, because when are you supposed to circumcise the child?
On the 8th day.
On the 8th day. That's when you're supposed to name the child.
That's exactly when you name the child.
In my status correction, we update that. So what I'm saying is he's saying that takes you out your covenant because guess what? There's not a promissory note. There's not a warrant. There's nothing in this system that can go against the covenant.
And so one thing that he told Abraham, he said, circumcise yourself. So soon as he got into relationship with the Most High, that's when the circumcision happened. Okay? Same thing, we all adults. Same thing when you enter into that woman for the first time. Her blood covers you, it creates the covenant. Okay? There's no covenant without shedding of blood. So when they circumcise that son, they're immediately removing God. This is why the plagues in Egypt happened. This is why the firstborn, this is why he came after the firstborn, because he said, every man child that breaks the matrix belongs to me. But they're taking that. And so that's why he's coming after them. So we have to get back into right standing. Okay? And it starts with you.
That's where it starts.
Okay?
But I'm going to go back one more time, though, because I need y'all to write this down. If y'all got notes, your phones, y'all need to write down the importance of a covenant. There's no debt in the world that can go against the covenant. You prove your rightful lineage, your promises from God. It can be in your family Bible. You know, when you, some people claim Christians. This is why I teach. It's called a diocese. I'll spell it out too. D-I-O-S. Diocese. Who's that? My Catholic girl up there? Okay, that's it though. That's your remedy.
That's your remedy.
When you know you don't have to use the birth certificate. She's a Kilamist. That's what's up. When you know you ain't use your birth certificate, that's your remedy for confessions for court. You know, chief is with the Jewish law. It's called what? Bet din?
Yeah, your bet din. Your house
with
of
the
judgment.
Muslims, it's called the Sharia Council. You got your own higher courts that you have remedy with. But y'all are not reaching out to these courts because y'all steadily holding on to this authenticated birth certificate.
That means nothing.
Or ID, Social Security number.
So identification means what? By definition, according to Black's Law 6th edition, to make the same as. Are you telling me that you're exactly the same as a piece of plastic covered paper? Is that what you're telling me? There's something with your likeness on it, but it's not you because your cells are replaced every few hours.
This is why in Genesis chapter 1, he says, and they was created in the image after his likeness. So you have not only the image, the shadow of him. That word image is alam in Hebrew, which means shadow, but you also was made in his likeness. So who is God? There you go. And that's what they came against Jesus, Yeshua, when they said, you crucify me. He said, it is not written that I said that you are like gods, but you crucify me because I say I'm the son of God. The word son means ben. It means the continuation of the seed. Okay? This is why that through lineage, the son continued the vision or the house of the father.
You knew y'all guys knew that because y'all use that word a lot, man. Son. No, I was messing with y'all.
Well, they mean son as son. Yeah, son.
No,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Son.
Right.
There you go. Yeah.
Peace God, because we believe that sun is the father, the moon is the mother, and the children are the stars. And that's what he told Abraham. He said, I will multiply your seed as the stars in heaven.
That's it.
You understand? We see. And so here it is that you are the light bearer. Okay? You are it. And when you bring female, male together, they create. In the beginning, God powers, Elohim powers, created. Bara, to fattened, right? And so when you come together with those energies, you have the ability to create. So who is God? This is what he's trying to show you. The kingdom of heaven is inside you. Okay? And you're made in his likeness as the image. This is why Yeshua says, if I bear witness of myself, my witness is true.
I got all mine in books.
But I don't bear witness of myself because it's the Father who bears witness of me. But he is indirect because he is the Son. Okay? He has the authority in earth. He came as the Son of God and the Son of Man. That's heaven and earth coming together. Same thing as you. Your spirit comes from above. Ben, yeah, Ben, which is, right. So, which is, yeah, exactly. Which is a bet in Hebrew, which means family house in. The nun or the in Ben is noon, which is a sprouting seed. So when you put those two words together, it means the continuation of the seed. The seed comes from who? The man. Okay? The seed comes from the man and he sowed it into the earth, which is the woman. Together, they co-created. I'll let you ponder on that for a second. Okay? This is the power and the ability that you have, but yet they got us fighting over color. They got us fighting over
curved lines and dots, because this is what y'all caught up on, paying all these gurus, because y'all can't read. Y'all worry about curved lines and dots. Create your own spells, create your own definitions. If I can't read they shit, I'm gonna make my own, goddammit.
And if they can't read yours, that's their problem.
Learn my shit. Learn my shit. It's simple as that. This is what this means.
Yep. If you're going to create your nation, create it.
You don't tell me nothing.
Because English or American or whatever you want to call it, English is the language of commerce worldwide. It's
how many made their name a business? So who sets the rules of that business? It's simple as that. So if they send you a bill, what are you going to tell them? That's not my rules. That's not my constitution. Where's that in my constitution? Where's that in my bylaws? That's what they're going to tell you? And well, according to our policies and procedures, well, according to my policies and procedures.
A king stands on his own policies. So when you have a meeting of kings, I don't come into your jurisdiction because I have no authority in that jurisdiction. I come in my own name. That's what Yeshua said, right? He said, if any man come, I come in my own name. I am that I am. I be that I be. Haya Asha Haya. I am that I am. I be that I be. And so I am who I say I am, Moses. Who you tell him to send you? Tell him I am sent you. I am who I am.
I am.
You come. And he's telling him. He was telling him. The name wasn't him.
Hey,
he was saying you, I am sent you.
Am?
You are who you are. All right? Look.
They say they don't understand. You tell them, I don't understand either.
I don't understand. Do you understand these charges? No.
Why would you stand under somebody else's boot? When they ask you, do you understand? They're asking you if you will submit to them and what they say.
So you got to think about this. When you're going to, everybody know, we all agreed earlier. There's no history book, there's no government, or no history book, no religious book that said the government is for you, right? But you're still using their signs and symbols, their IDs, right? So why would you go identify with your oppressor with the shit they gave you, with the tools they gave you?
And then you're trying to get remedy with the same people that slaved you.
Trying to get remedy. You need to holler at somebody outside your source, you know? That's why I need you to, in the public, there is no protection. They're responders. You gotta learn what a protection agency is. These record labels know. Well, not all of them. You know, I'm not going to get too deep, but y'all can look up the Bohemian Grove. They're a protection agency. That's who Drake is under. Oh, come on, talk to me, man. This is the private knowledge. This is the private side that y'all are scared to face.
But in the public, they get y'all scared.
Because you think, hey, they're Freemasons or, you know.
They're coming to get me.
But Richard Nixon's part of the Bohemian Grove. I think he helped start it. You know what I mean?
It's not a secret society. It's a society of secrets. And what we have to
There you
see
go.
is that when you're a part of something, Yeshua, he says, they asked him, why do you speak to these people in parables? He said, but it's for you to know, but for them, it is not. So if they get it, it's because they had to work for it. But to you, I speak plainly. Okay? Because they were what? There was a part of him. There was his disciples or Talmudim, which is student. Okay? There was his students. And so my students get the knowledge. I'm going to give it to you. You see what I'm saying? Because we have a society of secrets. I'm going to give it to you. It is known. To you, I give you the power. But to them,
That's it.
come on.
I speak in tongues differently, baby. That's a private session, though. Just holler.
You have the power. And so when he is delivering us out, you have to empty out. You cannot take on new information or new ways of thinking. Think about this. Look at the cycles, the 7-day cycle. After the seventh day is what? It's the completed. It's completed. It's a cycle, right? Same thing with the new moon. It's not a new moon, it's a renewed
I
moon.
don't speak in tongues on the cycle, though. I don't do
And
that.
so every new moon is a representation of showing you, right? What I have done last month, last moon, he's silly. Last moon and last month, I'm no longer bound by that. So we have a weekly cycle. We have a monthly cycle. The woman's cycle is lined up to the moon.
The moon, if she's in, it's with the moon.
Okay, everything.
It's
And so
really supposed to go outside to the ground. That's why I was always taught, listen, this is private information now. You mix it. You got to think about it. It's the blood and the semen that creates a human being. So if you're not using it for what it's worth, you give it back to the ground under the full
There's a
moon.
lot of things associated with the moon. I'm a labor and delivery nurse myself.
Oh, nice.
Even when there's a full moon, a lot of women come in with their water breaking or going into labor because it's a full moon. The moon has a lot of power.
Come on.
Hey, I got some co-signers for me. Didn't I tell you where did I go to school first? For what? I went to nursing school. I'm a LPN. Yeah. Hey, for the private life, I met Chief's family. We had a private gathering. We use the moon to manifest.
Yes. Most definitely.
You know, all the greats do. And you gotta learn it. He used the new moon, right? And I actually used the full moon.
Yeah.
So he showed me his ritual, I showed him mine.
Which is both.
And that was the first day I owned land.
Yeah.
You know? So just like she said about the monkeys, man, I was hanging out with him 2 months and I owned land. You know? So, it's about birds of a feather flock together. You know? Man, as soon as I shook I knew the first millionaire I met, he was worth 14 million. That's me. So as soon as I shook his hand, I knew I was headed to greatness. I was homeless. The girl I was with, she said, you better get your ass up, boy. You show up like you are. Just be real. Be who you are. It don't cost nothing to be real. And I've just been hanging out. I've been meeting millionaires ever since. But I was literally at the bottom, homeless. So I want y'all to know it's just having the belief and then getting in those. If you got the opportunity, put yourself and just show up. If you fail, you fail. You better learn from it. So when the opportunity comes again, because it will.
It will.
You're ready this time.
I've read about this, but it personally hasn't applied to me. Do you know about claiming your wife's dominion when you get married? She chuckled. She knows something about it.
That's not my scope of practice. I claim dominion as soon as I get married with the paperwork that I have. I'll put her in slavery as soon as she signed this contract.
Welcome to death row.
Welcome to death row.
Who trying to sign up?
On the notary side, I know about it.
Yeah.
That's a conversation.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm a notary, not only in the public, but the private. So.
That's facts, though.
And so these are the things, once again, establishing your contract. And so let me say this. So we did Don Kilam did a clip, and it was talking about the first marriage license, and people went crazy, right? The context of that clip was dealing with the licensing means permission to do something otherwise illegal. That's the definition of a license. And I was dealing with the time where Loving versus Virginia, when there was interracial marriages and it was coming against that, okay? So that was the context of that. So when I mentioned first marriage license, I wasn't speaking to that, but I will apologize
to everybody
for everybody who took that and was like,
up, so it don't matter.
You see what I'm saying? Controversy brings views, right? Okay. But that's what I was speaking about. So when you're dealing with a license, okay? So why do I bring this up? You don't need permission from the government to say you're married. Okay? That's they stuff. We always married privately. Okay? You always marry privately. You just need a ring, right.
No.
Or you need whatever, because in the Torah, think about this. I want to show y'all something real quick. After Moshe came down from the mountain and he seen them in idolatry, Moses,
I'll translate.
He seen them in idolatry. What was the first things he did? He said, take off your rings, take off your bracelets. Those are symbols of slavery. Rings and bracelets, anklets. Those are rings. Those are symbols of ownership. So immediately he stripped them of the ownership that he had with them because they committed adultery. Okay? He stripped them.
Can I show my teeth?
Yeah, you could. And so whether it's a ring or whether it's a bracelet or an anklet, it doesn't matter, right? But it's shown of ownership. And I hate to say it, people nowadays is really PC. You are owned by somebody, okay? Once again, the maiden name meaning that you're owned by your father, okay? And then he transfer you to another man who is adequate enough to take on that role.
And listen, we gotta, no offense to everybody, but we, the young bucks are behind me, right? So y'all know coming in the 80s into the 90s, they used to, mainstream media made fun of Muslims, right? That's my slave name, my brother. Mm-hmm. But they were telling the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say a former status changers, quit using that name. Come up with a nickname. Everybody in the hood automatically goes status change. You better not call certain people by their government name. They might hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
It might hurt you. You better not say their government name, especially in jail.
Yeah.
Anybody been to jail? You calling people by their government names? They're gonna mess you up, ain't they? You different, bro. Everybody they just call you Hood. That's his real name, Hood. They just call him Hood. But it's different for different people. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You're a legend.
Yeah.
But y'all get what I'm saying, man. You cannot. It's automatically embedded in them.
Yeah.
We're tribal people.
Yeah.
And I don't care where you're from. If you're using that first, middle, and last name, I guarantee your ancestor did not go by a first, middle, and last name. I don't care who you are, what you look like, what your complexion looks like, none of that.
I got a question. What is the best way to identify your inheritance without ancestry?
Your inheritance?
The ancestry.
So you mean your ancestry?
The lineage.
Because if there's a lot of, when you speak of inheritance, it just depends on what lineage you come from. Because I'm going to tell y'all, man, Gaddafi left some stuff for y'all. Noble Drew Ali left some stuff for y'all. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have, man. Like there's a lot out there once you learn how to claim it when you come up your lineage, man. But as far as your ancestry, and I like that. I did use ancestry.com, but I had to tweak it a little bit to put my stuff on there. But I would say just ask yourself and see what you lead yourself to. Because it will pop up somewhere. You might lead yourself to a book. I think it was during a consultation with Lindsay. She said every time she tried to do something, you kept getting hurt or something.
Yeah.
And you kept going to thrift stores and finding books.
Mm-hmm. And it was like.
So was you asking yourself questions though?
And I would get out of the house. It was like, boom, something happened. Had to keep me in the house.
But was you asking yourself questions or anything before then, or you just think that was divine?
I had been studying for like a year, and then I just feel like I'm just guided. Like I just listen.
See, everybody in here is probably more older than Google. Look up y'all know when Google was established. Look it up, and most of us is going to Google for answers.
And I think it's very important to cleanse, do cleanses, do parasite, like you said, the Amish. Parasite cleanses, cleanse all the stuff that puts you, that does negative things to your body, and it blocks what you can receive. Like sometimes I feel like I'm guided to things, but I've thoroughly cleansed and then.
I was forced to fast before this event. I was forced to fast. It wasn't on purpose. You know what I mean? I wasn't feeling good. And that's just how God works. I ain't been on a fast in so long. Y'all see me getting chunky, boy.
So, but like you said, okay, so I want to show you something real quick. Lust, desire, appetite all mean the same thing. Okay?
That's deep.
And so what does that mean? Whatever you have an appetite for, you're going to eat it. Whatever you desire, you're going to go after it. Whatever you lust, that's what you're going to do.
I'm a Virgo, so I agree.
And so, being that, it's not just what you're eating in your body, because if you desire, the fight is here. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. It's not here. This is your organ. This is your sounding board. This beats off of what this perceives.
Let's go.
Okay? Okay? And so the fight is here. And so whatever you're desiring here, that's what's disrupting you. So a lot of people are having an appetite for this knowledge, but they're eating off of everybody's plate. It's called perversion. Perversion is the mixing of the truth. Rat poison is 99.99%. Check my facts or whatever. If it's wrong, who cares? But the point remains the same. It's 99.99% pure. That's how you catch them. But it's the drop of poison that you won't detect, but it destroys you. You have to stop eating off of everybody's plate. My mother told me that, boy. You better watch who you eating over. You don't be eating everybody's food. Did they wash their hands? Where they do, It's the same thing with information.
Africa, we don't care.
You don't guard the word. It's two words in Hebrew that means guard. You got shamar and natsar. Okay, the word natsar means guard, like a tent flap. Okay, open and close, in out, in out. Shamar means a concrete barrier, a concrete fence. So you guard your heart like a tent flap. You allow information to come in, you allow it out, because you have such a thing. It's called a filtration system. And your filtration system is based off of your wisdom, based off of your information, based off of the things that you experienced in life that helps you to filter out bull. Okay? And so if you're hungry, right, you have to watch where you're getting the information from. Fruit. Where do you find fruit in the supermarket? In the what section?
Oh no,
Come on.
we don't go there.
You only produce your production. What is your valuable evidence of fruit that this works?
Amazon.com.
You see what I'm saying? What is the evidence? Right? By their fruit you shall what? Know them. By their fruit. The evidence, and we're just eating.
And that's what I say. I said, look how far they are. That's how far they can take you. Boy, only if you knew. I need y'all to understand. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all $1 million worth of game right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all got the book, but he's talking about something.
No, I'm giving y'all some, because we operate. Nolan doesn't, and Jason don't. They operate a little different. Me and Chief though. But you can get private investigators, man. Find out anything you need about somebody. You need to start doing this to your gurus. It will blow your mind. The people y'all listening to. It's disgusting, to be honest. That's why I'm not even going to talk about it. But this is the people y'all want to learn from. And wondering why y'all ain't getting CM Remedy. Look at their life, and that's how far they can take you. Y'all learning from some creeps. They living in their mama house. You know what I mean? They paying taxes. Cars just got repoed. You want to go learn how to get a car from them. You think what I'm saying? What type of sense does this make?
This is not allowed to lay down. I actually came across someone's information, and a friend of mine bought it. It had some of your stuff in there. I'm going to show you tomorrow.
It's all good, man.
And the whole thing is, at the end of the day, you just have to. Who cares what they're doing? At the end of the day.
But I want you to check your stuff so y'all can see what
stuff.
Your business has been prospering, right? I gotta pick on you again, man. So With that being said, if you're taking advice from the wrong people, you're not going to prosper.
Right.
So, same way with church. I'm not going to give no church no offering if the information is not helping my life. TD Jakes, I'll give him an offering if I see him in light. I mean, no offense to anybody, y'all like him, man. But just like people whose advice, I invest in Chief, I invest in Jason, I invest in them because their advice gets me places in life. So you choose prosperity, prosperity will always choose you. If you're going, your mom used to tell you hang out with him, you're going to jail, then you go to jail. This is how God talks to you. This is how the universe talks to you. If I'm hanging around this man and now I'm a landowner, I'm hanging around this man, I start making money or good things start happening in my life. That's what you got to keep feeding, whether it's time, attention, or resources. Yes.
Right.
And freedom's just a state of mind. Once you start believing that you're free, all this paperwork's going to make sense. Because literally, I could just throw a bunch of paperwork out there, but it's what I say on the record or how I react to these people or it's how they're going to treat me.
You will be tested. Right?
And so what I learned when I was in Choctaw Nation in Oklahoma, going there, because I took my own identification there, just fooling around, messing with them, just see if it worked. And they'd be like, whoa, you got a tax exemption number. They start asking me a bunch of questions. Like I became known in Choctaw. But we had some issues. I take weed everywhere I go. But so we had an issue, and they took one of my partners to jail. It's because how they was reacting. UCC 1-308, they're asking me, they're just like, she sounds like a sovereign citizen. She's angry and stuff. They're like, what is she talking about? I said, I don't know, I'm Choctaw. What is sovereign? What is sovereign? It's like they were like, well, anytime you speak codes, we have to automatically, they're like, you're being peaceful, compliant. She's out here yelling, being combative. I have to take her as a sovereign citizen.
You versus them. You're in opposition. You're in opposing to them. Right? Agree with your adversary.
2 weeks of her life, man.
Come on, yeah, man. We out here, look, do kings beat their chests? They just are.
They
just who they are.
I like that.
You see what I'm saying? You don't have to, I'm the man. And your wife like, sit down. Okay. You're not the man, right? So the point is that you don't need to be beating your chest. It's normally the more quiet ones in the room, right? Come on, because just insecurity within yourself.
And then start learning to network. The same places we go, we're meeting with cops and stuff now. You got cops in your family, so that's just what it is, man. And it's up to us to be peaceful and teach them how we operate.
Exactly.
To make sure they know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all got any other questions?
So is that from the aspect of like how y'all operating from your secret society? Like
Society of Secrets.
Is that how you're operating from that aspect alone? It's like everything you just said with her going to jail and getting locked up. Like, is that how you're operating from a private stance completely? Like right now, like y'all are able to do stuff like that?
Me, I'm able to, like I did have an incident here like 3 or 4 years ago. I got hit with 2 intents to distribute a bunch of edibles and a couple pounds of weed. It had California tags on it. I got out the next day. I was in there less than 24 hours, man. I made a book called Word is Bond. I put the paperwork in there just in case I needed the paperwork.
Yeah.
Just in case something happened and I need the paperwork, send me my book.
They didn't even catch that.
You know what I'm
he
saying?
He put the paperwork in the book and got it published.
Yeah. So in case they kept my paperwork or something's fishy, send me my book. It's an exhibit now. Send me my book.
Because what I just say about the court case, it became a public record. So whatever he said on the public, they can use it against him. So now reverse it. Put your stuff on the record, whether it's through publications, whether you're recording audio, you're getting it on iTunes, whatever you want to do,
Wherever
just start speaking it.
You can create your own record right on iTunes. You gotta understand the record label. It's a record label. Every government is a record label. They're recording everything, your whole history. Just like we talked about Young Thug, man. How they using lyrics against you, man. So learn how to use the record label correctly too. You can actually talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
You can convict them. This is what the government is doing, or this is what such and you can drop names. Literally, when they put me, so literally, and within that 24 hours, I had a lien against the officer who arrested me and his wife. I don't play.
You didn't know he had a dog.
Yeah, I didn't know. I put a lien on the dog and the shit that comes out the dog's ass. Family photos, keepsakes. I'm taking wedding rings. You want a private contract with me? We don't play. You take my car, we're giving you a car rental agreement.
And also, with that, you made a good point. Officer of the courts have to keep their certifications up. Lawyers and judges.
Yeah, and to add to that, I want everybody to know they do. Quit saying the judges don't got an oath of office. They do have an oath of office. Yes. It's on the record with the probate.
It's in the Constitution.
You can't even speak to the courts unless you got a state bond with the surrogate's office. You can't speak about a public bond. You're a private citizen. This is how y'all have to maneuver correctly. You can only deal with them in a private.
Finish.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's right on point. Like I said, you can go pull up their certification, and if they're out of date and you get convicted at the time, the whole case gets thrown out.
But their oaths is with the probate courts.
Yeah.
Because you're dead. You're considered dead. You gotta understand that when you go to jail, you're a trustee, right? So they're working for the dead. You're dead because you have not claimed your royalty. They cannot deal with the living. Only fiction.
Are you speaking of FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act?
No.
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 Okay.
They just have certain, like if you're a weapon.
I know what she's talking about. Yeah, though.
You gotta get certified. If you kill somebody or
Hey, you asking my security too many questions. You gotta ask somebody else. Yeah. Ask the white boys. This shit's legit, okay? We getting rid of those, boy, y'all. We're gonna feed you to the hog grinder.
That'll knock that out. Right?
What was that?
Just claim yourself as a living being.
Yeah. That's why I say a living trust. Everybody got y'all want to do these irrevocable trusts. You can't change it. Now, living trust becomes irrevocable upon your death. Now, you want to get the right trust. This is who you need to holler at. He got that spin-through trust. That's the right one, player.
So any of y'all
It's
that
the right one.
coming up and asking about trust, talk to that man over
Jason got the right trust, man. And he in his 508c1a, what was that one? You said that was Shannon's dad's, right?
That was my wife's grandpa.
Your wife's grandpa, wow. So he had a 508c1a established when? How long ago was
in
that?
the 70s.
1970. He's got these establishing documents from 1970.
Is that in the book or is that separate?
No, that's separate.
That's
That's
private.
private. That's private life.
Right? It's in
But
the
I
private
had
life.
I got to bear witness to this. I got to bear witness to your dad's promissory note.
Yeah.
Bro, they deposit promissory notes for real for the business. They bought the business from his dad with a promissory note or something like that.
Yeah. I got my corporate documents in the.
You know, and he got you got your check stubs right here. They don't take no taxes out of this stuff, so we could prove that it's real, man.
And that's why the Bible says that the testament, unless if it's the death of the testator. So once the death happens, now it becomes irrevocable, right? So
What's
he
your mama
had
sign,
to
man?
die
I'ma talk to you.
in order to create the covenant
What's her
on Mount
sign?
Sinai to be intact. So that now that you will operate, operate
Hey.
in that power.
I got you,
You see what I'm
all
saying?
day.
He just transferred the wealth to everything because you could. This is why he said it's behooved of me that I must leave
What's your
you.
side?
Okay? Y'all follow me? He said it's behooved of me that I must leave you because when I leave, I will come back to you again. I will send you the comforter. Right?
That's right.
But he cannot send it if he's still alive. The spirit dwells in you. He was outside of you. So he's saying, in order for me to come inside you, I have to die. I have to make this official. Now you can walk in your power because now I'm in you. And your spirit bear record with my spirit that you're the children of God. Right? And you're joint heirs with Christ.
And we're not trying to make it more churchy, but
Right.
But for the sake
but
of
I'm showing
everything, you got to know. You
got to know.
And you got to have some type of faith. You got to have some type of faith. Believe in something, man.
And the reason why I keep quoting the Bible is because if the Bible's a fact in a courtroom and all you know is the scripture, just use it.
And me personally, I can't really tell you what to do, okay? But I want you to know when you're using just the basic term, God just means the term power. Because if God, because people get upset when I say, hey, that's God body, whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't get mad when the Godfather said it. It just means power. So, but to them, I say it means gold oil on drugs. So come up with no, for real, gold oil on drugs.
Right.
It's the in God we trust on your dollar. That's where your money coming
Gold
from. So I
oil
need
and
y'all
drugs.
to maybe find a different name for your higher power that you'll only use with them in the public.
Most definitely.
You can call it God behind closed doors if that's what you're comfortable with. But I'm saying, man, maybe you should come up with a different name
Most
in the
definitely.
public when dealing with these people, man, because these people are vicious. You don't want to use anything they claiming, man. It's like a God is a franchise word.
It is.
Man.
It is.
You
It's
know?
definitely a franchise.
In the same way with Jesus, man.
Yep.
You know?
The United States Corporation is the dominant corporation in the world because of contract. They're vicious. And you want to go up against them, you're going to have to know how to stand on your square.
In the same way with Jesus, I wouldn't, no offense to anybody, man, they got that word, man. Say Jesus, that's cool. Say something, but it's just, you say Yahshua.
Yeah.
Yahshua.
Yeah.
So, just find maybe it's same way if you want to stay, you still want to be black. Give a definition. Just give a definition with it. Make your own definition.
So can you like break down the difference between like a secure party creditor or a quote unquote sovereign citizen? I've been told or heard that like that word is an oxymoron.
All right, I'm gonna get to you on that. Let me see what Joseph said. I'm gonna get to you though. What you got, Joseph?
So I have a couple core questions for you.
I'm gonna tie all this in together. Watch me.
So, I have a personal court case that I'm going back to next week, and I paid a guy to build me a trailer, and he just...
Oh, you wanted to open the door?
Months later, no trailer.
Yeah, 18 months
Let me get
later,
the door
trailer,
cracked.
so that I'm suing him now. And so, just some personal insight on how I should leverage this time in going into court. Can I put some things on the record? Because obviously I'm going to go into court. And also, what should I do with trying to finish out this case? This is going to continue.
What you're suing them?
I'm suing him, and we're finally having a hearing on Tuesday, and it's going to finally be settled. It's just been continuous up until now. We've given him time to build the trailer because he said he could build it. I went to go see his craftsmanship. It's crap. And so I don't want the trailer for sure, but he's got all of these razzle-dazzle ideas that he builds the best trailers in the area. But, so what's your guys' insight?
All right. I've never been through anything like that, but you can lean them up. There's a lot of different
Out of
things
my
you
scope
can do.
of practice.
I'm gonna touch the secure. He said secure party creditor and sovereignty.
Yeah.
Sovereignty. We don't use citizen, bro. So we spoke on citizen earlier. So citizen means slave. So sovereign, if you're a sovereign, you can't be a citizen. Sovereign means you're a matriarch, a monarch. You're established. You have your own kingdom. Now, secure party creditor, you're the one issuing the credit when you go to any of these corporations. Where they getting their credit from? Y'all gotta understand. So a signature means sign of nature. Royalty gives autographs. You celebrities, you ask for the autograph. Why you don't ask for the signature?
AU stands for gold, right? Authority, autograph, that's gold. So
just the way he said it, I was like, okay, I was waiting.
Yeah. I'll let that sink in. So when you're talking about secure party,
I was hanging with you.
Creditor is a different term. As the secure party, you are the creditor, right? You cannot say secure party creditor because you have no freaking clue what you're talking about, and they know that you're not the age of majority because you really don't know what you're saying. The secure party is the term that they get from the UCC one. Okay, who's the secure party? Well, that means who's the creditor. So when you try to put stuff together, you're inflating something and you're using words that you don't really know that the definitions are. So when you identify yourself as a construct of what the hell does that mean, they know that you're not the age of majority. Therefore, you're automatically back in the child category.
Literally, the majority of everybody operates, they just operate as creditors and not secure parties.
Right.
They operate as creditors, and then they automatically sign up their rights and become the debtor.
Yeah,
that's literally what's going on.
There's a difference between secured party.
Yeah,
and
a secured party and the creditor. You're automatically the creditor, though.
That's
'Cause
right.
Think about it. Who issues the credit to get a car or a house?
You're the secured creditor.
You issue it. Yes.
You are the creditor.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
the credit with consumer laws with the USC. All right, so when you use the word person, they give you basically a choice with the word or. You can either be a corporation or a person. By definition of person, they name it a natural being or a corporation. So they're asking you, what do you want to be? And you can actually use all the USC laws as a consumer living being, not a consumer corporation.
That's it. That's it. Because anytime you go to a court, anytime you see codes, statutes, or policies, that's law of that corporation. That's why you get in trouble when you bring up the Constitution in the courtroom. It's not the law in the courtroom. That's a private corporation.
Yeah. We have a
You had a
choice.
question?
I just want to say real quick. Let me say what he just said real quick. Like you say, you have a choice to operate, right? Paper or plastic.
That's fact.
Right? Credit or debit. You have the choice, paper or plastic. Right? We was taught that when we were young.
Deep, though. No, I'm
Right?
thinking about money now.
Yeah, exactly.
Paper or
Paper or plastic.
That's deep.
You was taught that when we were young, but we never utilized it correctly. It depends on what you want and how you're using it. Do you want to operate as the debtor, debit, or creditor? Credit.
Let's go.
Right? You never are a debtor. We forgive our debtors. That's them. You see what I'm saying? We're the creditors.
That's on our obligation. But so like back to like what he was saying, is like separating yourself as that. Like I'm learning the IRS is the only people you really need to mess with. So like reading their stuff, you can have a will for your corporation that you can send in with them. But I'm getting my mom to sign a power of attorney over the estate to me today while we down here. So I'm building up this little package that I'm gonna send to the IRS so that I can pretty much separate myself from being that like person. Because if you don't do a 2848 for your living person, then you have no representative. You're always a taxpayer. So I'm sending them.
Hey, he in tune, ain't he?
You also need to send in with that your own general durable power of attorney.
You ain't have no call with Jason? Make sure we get that schedule, bro, so you can get his info, man.
If you read
Keep in
that
touch with him.
form, you can send in your own with it. So you use theirs and yours together.
So listen, literally how you moving, bro, that's powerful.
Yeah,
that's right.
Your mom the high at the top of the pole, bro. That's the goal right there at the top of the pyramid. That's powerful.
Yeah.
But like I was telling Jason, I said, what I tell you? I said, who can help you in any situation? I said, your parents, your mom, or your wife.
Yep. I actually have a power of attorney from my mom over
That's
my name.
lit. So she could always claim you as private property and get you out of any situation, as long as you don't hurt nobody.
Right.
In the same way, if you're married in a legally binding marriage, they can get each other out of situations. You claim each other as private property.
We had to edit that out so my wife can't see that.
Yeah, and we're gonna edit that so his wife can't hear it.
That's private information.
But like you're saying, like so she can go ahead and she can make her name a business, or you can just create something for the event of her being your mother,
in there for a couple days.
and she can
I'm
lean
going out
up
with my
everything
girls.
you got. You know, I wouldn't put it on the public record with a UCC1. I would keep a private security agreement and a private promissory note, but don't put it on the public record unless you're in that dire situation.
Yeah.
Because the public don't need to know that.
Because everybody out there have to understand the
You in tune, bro.
The UCC1 is a notice. It is not a evidence of the debt itself. It is a notice of debt to the public that you may or may not have a private agreement that you have a lien against.
Claim is a lien is a thing. It's one word I'm missing.
Just know. So I'm going.
Affidavit is a lien.
David is a claim for your claims. Yes. So, and all the claim is against that Social Security trust, which is the insurance policy. So anytime you go to court, that's a claim against the insurance policy. Same with your court. That's just a claim against the insurance policy. you could literally, if you stuff ain't going your way, that's when I'll start asking for oaths of office for the judges and stuff. You know, so they press the issue on your stuff, you know?
If y'all want to get off that UCC 1 stuff, just write it in your trust document.
That's it.
It's wrote in mine. I don't have to go file UCC 1. It's in my document. In my document.
Yeah.
And to add on that, what Jason, because I was talking to Jason on this, is when you say it's in my documents, they're private. So when they ask for them, they're my documents, they're private.
I have my basic trust documents I'm operating recorded, and then everything else outside of that is private.
But you should have copies of certain things, though, just in case you get audited. But I help companies that literally, because they literally stick to the law. It says you must file a statement every year. And literally, this statement says, fuck you, IRS 2019. Fuck you, IRS 2020. Fuck you, IRS 2021. That's their statement. So if they get asked and get audited, there's the statements.
Yeah.
You got to understand. You got mostly everything you do, like even with solar panels, you're capturing sunlight. Everything you do is really a tribal art or craft. And literally, that's what I help people do. I turn their businesses into churches and things of that nature. It's always tribal, from a tribal jurisdiction. Tattoo shop, that's a tribal art. Karate, jiu-jitsu. You know, I turn, and even
Nail
with
salon.
nails, your nail salon, you know?
Tribal.
That's tribal art.
I got tribal plumbing.
Tribal plumbing, man. First irrigation system. Let's go.
Yeah, Taekwondo.
Bob the Builder
Taekwondo
tribe, man.
is
We laying the pipe.
a nonprofit because they're teaching you an art. So it's a nonprofit organization.
Tribe needs air conditioning too. That's why I do air conditioning. You get hot in the bottom.
Most definitely. And you teach it.
My brother has a traffic ticket, and I want to contest it or help him contest it and go to court to get it taken off. Any advice on
Talk to Jason and Jackson.
That's easy, man.
Talk
Take
to
about 5
Jackson.
minutes.
He said he's a speed demon.
So I'm trying to get my grandmother out of a nursing home. I spoke to her guardian. He told me that I would have to put in a petition to try to take her guardianship over it, but it's like my grandmother still has a daughter, which is my aunt, and she doesn't want to take care of her, but I'm willing to take care of her. Is there any way I can go around that without
I would set up a private in-home health care. Just transfer like that so I can get the insurance money. Come on, talk to me. Get that money. Get that money. You want to take care of her, get paid too.
Yeah.
We actually do that in the hood.
Guardianship is another word for trustee.
Trustee, that's where we got the gift of guardian.
trust.
And then gift.
So what, should I make my trust and put her under it? Or?
Man, it's not hard to set up a home health care business.
Okay.
And get a transfer. Come on, I got you. How you think we get money around here? And then when you start getting real clients because they see you in the registry, you're like, look, I can't help you because you make too much. Let me show you how to create this trust and move your assets around. I'm showing y'all $1 million worth of game. I just dropped $1 million worth of game that didn't go over your head. You know you don't get approved for Medicare if you got too many assets. So I show people how to transfer these assets into a trust so they can get approved for Medicare.
Right.
And isn't there a certain time, like, they go back and do financial record?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
I don't have no financial records.
Nuck Pro Tom?
Yeah. I got a CPA that'll certify it for you if you need anything from me.
Wait, I'm actually interested in that because at one point in time, I was trying to get compensation for taking care of my grandmother, but they were saying that if she has, I believe it's Medicaid, my grandmother is a retired nurse. They were saying that she, quote unquote, makes too much because I guess she already received compensation from the government. Like, how would that?
Well, if it's from the government, it's going to be a little different. I can't hide those assets. It came from a public entity. You know what I mean? But if it's coming from private sources, we can retitle things.
What about childcare? What kind of businesses or business opportunities are there for childcare?
I help people get out of child support. So, you know, I'm on a different scale.
Well, what you're doing with childcare, right? It's private. So if you have a 508c1a,
there you go.
Your school is now private. So you can have a private school.
Right. There you go.
You're now the dean. You see what I'm saying?
But I want y'all to know, depending on your state, you know, I grew up in Missouri. So Missouri is known for helping, like they'll pay family members to take care of family members.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have different grants and benefits because they'd rather have family take care of elderly people and stuff like that. So I want to throw out there. And the same way with childcare. You know, we was able to, like, coming up, you know, I got Section 8 baby mamas. So coming up, No, I'm just being honest. Coming up, we would find programs and stuff.
Yeah.
To pay for our child care so we can claim it back on the taxes though, so we get the money back. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I know I'm not the only one.
You got to utilize, you know.
I try to write me some receipts for the taxes. All it is paperwork, man. This is why this stuff's so adept. 'Cause I always been getting money in the hood. So through taxes, everything is tax credits, man. When you you know, so just alone, if y'all look up what a Schedule H is, this shows you that your house is a business. And if you learn that your name is the business, you learn how to fill out Schedule H, and you'll get your electricity back. You get all that back. You're paying it for the business. It's in the Capitalizing Namepreneur. I didn't bang any of them books because I was not gonna buy a $100 book. You know. We did get the check, please, though. We did get that one out here, But yeah, man, the Capitalizing Namepreneur breaks down all the different tax forms that could be used as your name being a business. Like I do highly advise everybody, just check the book out. You know? It's called the Capitalizing Namepreneur. The highest status that you want to be in this system, if you're going to play the game, is called an enrolled agent. Mm-hmm. Google this if y'all don't believe me. It's called an enrolled agent. This is above a CPA, an attorney, and all you need is a personal tax identification number. It's less than $30. You don't need no schooling. You don't need anything. You got yours for free?
Me too.
That's what I'm talking about.
I did. I got it free.
It might be free. I thought we paid.
Well, if you go through him to do it, it's $30.
No, it's $30. No, it's $30. It is $30. Yeah.
Is it free or is it $30?
No,
I'm just playing. It's still free, $30
on the IRS website.
It only takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's instant.
It only takes
Yeah,
like 10
yeah.
minutes.
You definitely want to be part of that. Since it's all cheap, huh?
Nah.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Any other questions? What do you got?
This whole gifted guardian package, like, how does that work when you have different sectors of the shebang? I'm trying to choose my words.
We talking about what we offer?
Yeah, like, so.
I don't know. It belongs in a trust. It really don't exist.
Okay.
No, I'm playing.
Okay. I'm just asking because, like, if I need some of this and some of that and some of this and some of that.
We all offer something different. So like, yeah, literally, I'm just trying to network. We were just putting stuff together so y'all can come to the right and get the right resources. Because first of all, I want y'all to be learning from people that's being productive in life. You know. How old, you said 20? Got your own crib? Some of y'all in here, how are y'all still living with your who? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to know, man, you look at your leader, man, that's how far they can take you, man.
But what I'm saying is, like, when you need some of this and some of that and some of that, how do you do that? Are you all under one umbrella where I won't have to pay 5 different consultations for those 5 different things that I need?
I'm not gonna talk to you anyways unless you dropping them racks, girl. You shaking something. What are you doing tonight? We can talk tonight. I ain't doing nothing tonight. Straight up.
The books that we offer as the Gifted Guardian should cover most of your questions. Okay? The books.
Y'all laughing, I ain't playing.
The ideas that we have, if you need any further guidance from that,
I got some breath mints.
any further guidance from the books, you can consult each individual for the very specifics that you do need.
I'll pay about a minute.
It's not like we have an entire package that you could talk to Jason and then talk to Chief and then talk to Don and then talk to me and then talk to one of the juniors back there to get all the stuff, right?
Thank you.
So do your own research. We're giving you the books, right?
Yeah, man, listen, I retired. I'm done with the public, man. I just need y'all to know that for real.
So when we can get up enough, I guess, comments or questions, maybe we can come up with a frequently asked question list.
Bro, when people are making millions off my shit and y'all still not getting it, I got to step in the back and help my team. You know what I mean? For real. I got to help my people make sure my people together. Hey, that's what it costs, man. I got the whole NFL trying to holler at me right now. And Millie Vanilli. Am I lying?
No.
Girl, you know it's true. I'm not playing. Go look who follows me. Y'all start looking at my portfolio, see the people that we're actually helping.
Y'all got to think too. All this stuff just happened like what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
Yeah,
we're still trying to.
I was
figure out
destined for this.
what to do, and that's why we talked about doing a Zoom meeting once a week.
Yeah, so we're still getting it together for y'all. I'm gonna make sure I show up though. Chief got his own thing going too, but he's still with the gift of guards. Nolan does his own thing. This man does 18 different things at once. You know, I don't know how
he be talking to y'all and laying pipe at the same time.
Right.
Take it how you want it.
You know, I think it was you. Aiden contacted me one day. He was like, "Man, I can't get on my dad. He's always on the phone." You know what I'm saying?
Dad laying piping on the phone. Dang, I can't talk to him.
You know, we're really sacrificing a lot. You only got 24 hours in a day. You know, so that's why. Listen, you got to drop a donation. You got to invest in yourself in order to even get it.
Yeah,
Raina, we appreciate
and then with the information that you have, take it as far as you can. And then if you have the questions or if you need consultation, right?
But
then that's when you do it.
But
you know?
but you hear our different sides. We all got our own little angle and perception at it. But don't be trying to pull outsiders' information into our shit.
Exactly.
We don't want to hear that. We do our stuff our own way.
I had somebody text me about a week ago, and the questions that they asked me would have taken me about 2 hours to answer on text message. And I as soon as I saw it, I was like, man,
I don't even read that stuff.
I can't even respond to that.
I'm gonna send you the consult price.
No, he's gonna yell at you through text.
Yeah.
Nah, Jason will get all that cleared up for me.
You know I'm playing with you.
What you mean, woman? Are you a woman? So how was you trying to say Don was yelling at you?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me the other day. He texted me and called me a woman. I said, well, aren't you a woman? I said, what tone of voice did he use on that?
Come on. And that was the joke. Because everybody said, oh, he yelled. How? When he just replied,
if it
it's
angers
how you.
The one who angers you controls you. Remember that. So, hey, you mad at me, I'm still gaining either way.
Yep.
Lindsay,
So I'm going to give y'all the game, man. I'm going to give y'all the
You were a little
game.
upset with me at first, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and I let you know, and then it was fine.
I
never.
No, the reason why I remember you was just sending emails and texts. I'm like, God damn. I said, she's up in the ethers, boy.
But you learned something from it, didn't you?
But I know you was, and that's what I said, didn't I?
It is.
That's what I said, man. But to me, I'm gonna block you. I'm just gonna know. I don't got time to be reading all of that. I don't got time for that. I don't got time. There's no offense to anybody, dude. Because you gotta understand, I get 20,000 messages a day. I'm not gonna keep getting from one message. But she was sending valuable information, though. Don't get it twisted, girl. You know some. Didn't I say she was intelligent?
Oh yeah.
Listen. As soon as I had our consult, Chief came that day. And I put you on the that White Rabbit stuff, the Burrow Network or whatever. Yeah, I want to get my stuff on that network. Yeah, and then you showed me some stuff about the federal, the banks, the federal deposits. Listen, look, hey, look, I'm not going to bring it up, but listen, literally, she knows this. She came across this book that showed her how to. Is people helping you get that FDIC insurance? I promise you, it's $200,000 for any other loan, $250,000 for a mortgage. That's how much you get. Every 3 years. Well, so you only get paid out once. No, you only get paid out once off the FDIC. You're insured up to $200,000. So a student loan's $200,000. Any other loan's $200,000. The mortgages are $250,000. So if you ever come into a bunch of money, I wouldn't put anything over $200,000 in one bank account. Now our unincorporated association is not FDIC insured at all. It states it right there.
Nope. Yeah, I saw the thing on the bank. If you have a bank account, they insure it for $1 million every year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's $250 every quarter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They insure your account for $250.
So the banker told me, one of my bankers told me is that how you get around even the FDIC. He said, if you put many people on your account, it's 200 or 250 per person.
There you go.
And so if you have an account of $1 million, right, and you put 4 people on there, that's $1 million.
This your
of
book?
insurance.
Yeah, that's the book.
Trust account.
You bringing this to the brunch tomorrow?
They told me a regular.
You got the
account.
address from them?
Yeah, they said per person.
That's the book we was looking at. Remember?
Oh yeah, that
Remember, I
was
like,
it.
we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
get
yeah.
this
Yeah,
off
yeah.
eBay. It's hard to find. You found this at a thrift store. So look, literally, and that's where you gave me the website from off this book? This literally says how to get guaranteed protection for your next egg. Get FDIC insurance for CDs worth as much as $20 million without having to open 80 separate accounts of $250,000 each.
That anointing oil.
And it's got the website and everything. This came from TimeMagazine.com article. Secret 67 reports. Bottom line, secret 67 reports.
Look like you would, the title doesn't tell you anything.
No.
It adds up to 13 though.
Yeah, it does.
6, 7.
It does.
I told the universe, I pray the universe, I pray to God, and I said, I'm ready to receive the information.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff just starts coming to me.
I know that feeling.
But look, I'll give y'all can I hand out the website? Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all the website because if any of y'all figure it out, man, I will assist in this process. It ain't no thing, because you know the best way to rob a bank is to own one. Yep. So C as in Charlie, the letter C, then DARS, DARS.com. CDARS.com. Huh? CDARS.com. Go there now. Did you go there? What's it say? You handle that book back.
Access denied.
I appreciate you. Access denied. You need your phone encrypted.
Tell Don Kilam he's a fake.
Scam.
I'm gonna change my my.
So that's something
my
I'm
front
not
page
new
scam. When you go
to.
there,
That's
scam.
something I'm new to, and I'm willing to try it.
Remember the old Onyx?
Slam. Yeah. Why does somebody scam? Dun, dun, dun.
Let the boys be boys.
Money they put every year in that bank account, and then you can go to pick a trustee of the bank or find a trustee to deal with them to get you that.
And this is with like anybody's debt. So when you go to court, that's to pay a debt for society, all right? So I learned in court first before I learned the credit system, okay? So I started asking for the books. People asking for motions of discovery and shit in court. Ask for the accounting.
If you owe something.
If that's a court case, they getting paid. Where this money getting paid to have this court case? Ask for the full accounting. I want to see all the tax records. Yeah. Same way with your debts. Audit the account. Mm-hmm. That's your right. It's your account. Yes, you can do. That's why I tell everybody. That's what I just told her to do. Get Freedom of Information Act.
You can do that or do a debt dispute letter. They say that you owe them something.
A debt
Prove it
dispute.
to me.
Yeah, I do cease it with the court case. I used to cease and desist letter before and it worked. Just send them that So listen, because you know it's a tax issue, right? So just you don't even need a full LLC paper. Just give them an EIN number. So it sets the tax. So you give them your EIN number and then you send them a form W-9 requesting their EIN information.
Yeah.
Anytime
And
you guys
then
are.
if y'all want to get too deep, like child support, and my homie up there in child support, send the court a form. It's called a 990. Because y'all know what TANF is? TANF. This is what creates child support. Temporary assistant needy families. It's a grant. So when the mother accepts this grant, they force the father to pay back grant money. That's illegal.
That's illegal.
You paying back grant money. And all you have to do is, when you start learning bonds, I'm not going to get too deep, but all the father has to do is default their own bond and tell them to pay him the proceeds because it's his case.
And it's
He
my
bonded
seed.
his own
Listen,
case.
So once again, where did the seed come from? Case closed. It's your property.
What you doing in the private, you just gave it to the public. But does that make sense to people that know bonding, that know court? Listen, you can literally default the child support yourself. Tell the court, I'm defaulting this child support because you're the one that bonded this case. It's based on your credit. So I'm going to default this and send the proceeds to this account. All you need is a BIN bond. That's a standard form 24.
Standard form 24.
That's it. And then individual surety.
Yep.
That's at 24.
Yeah.
Yep.
Standard form GSA bond.
It's a GSA bond.
Any court cases, all that. The next level. So you got to work the levels. You want to collect the bonds? Dude, they got a bail bondsman, right? Bond means evidence of a debt. I tell them my word is my bond. I'll be damned if I allow you to extort it on the record now. Case closed.
Yeah, and when you pay bail for a bail bondsman, that's agreeing to be in their jurisdiction because you paid for that.
So with people like us, if they don't want to do our process, they'll just say, what you got in your pocket, we'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in court and you state your claim or whatnot, do they say, okay, this is dismissed?
On the record, I don't go to court. Once I file my paperwork, I'm not stepping foot in there. But that's not court.
You don't want to play that game.
I do not advise. Once you file paperwork, I do not advise you to go to court. You can say Don Kilam told you they know how I rock. They done profile me. The mail is the courtroom.
Yes. Certified mail.
And the judge is sitting, and so this judge
That's a
or
public
administrator
play.
is sitting. You see what I'm saying? And once again, I was talking to somebody earlier, just like when you are, giving birth, right? If you do not have your plan, your birth plan in play, then you're not acting as sovereign. You're not acting as your authority. So they're going to create a birth plan for you by default. So you want to always go in with your paperwork, right? So like he said, if the paperwork is the court, you send it in on behalf of you. It's going before me, because if it's you versus the United States, right? Who come on behalf of the United States? Because the United States is a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So your piece of paper is going before you, right? Your word shall go forth and it shall not return void, right? The word goes forth. Hey, this is my decree. Authenticate my decree right there. Case closed.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So would you do that on the special? Is that where the paper weight, the weight of the paper, because that's your word is your bond, and you put it on the weight.
You put it on thicker paper, like a 32-pound paper, because the document has to last you your entire life.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about that.
Shout out to Yusavelle, though. For no reason.
Yeah, the trust seal will last longer on that larger piece.
My word is my
paper.
bond.
Now, when you're doing all this stuff, you have to comprehend that you need thicker paper. You should have it on a laser printer, okay? Because that's going to last longer.
I agree.
It should be on a legal size document.
But lawfully, if you can write it out, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
Or you just bring some tablets of stone and just write it on there. And that gets heavy.
But no, literally, all my paperwork, my first paperwork ever, when I got out of prison, all that, I wrote it all out by hand. That proves that you're alive.
Yes.
Well, who wrote that, Your Honor?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or purple.
Yeah.
You got to understand, even with the Bible, you see Jesus, when he spoke, the living word was in red. So anything that's in black and white ink is not real.
It's
It's
dead.
dead.
It's a dead ink, yeah.
Don, like you said, like if you was a person that did time that's far from the past, like they got all this dead time from the GSA bonds and the thing of them giving you time before, if you had a status corrected anything, and you did dead time, as far as them collecting securities, all the time that you've done, is there a way to collect that back? Or
Past 3 to 5 years.
like if it was time you were sentenced from, you said in 3 to 5 years, even if it was like a 10 or 15 or 20 year sentence.
You can get past the 3 to 5. That's it.
You
Because
can't get it all.
as an honorable businessman, you're supposed to be filing, doing your taxes correctly. But yeah, they only go back 3 to 5. Yeah.
Even because sometimes you get out the feds.
Yeah,
they
right.
put you on parole.
Right, correct. Right. And I want you to understand, look up what probate is, because you just said probation, and we just talked about that.
Probate.
You know, eon means to bring action to, ION, look up the word. So probation, probate. If you don't have your will and estate established correctly, your trust and will estate, then your assets go through probate. That's called court. Probate's a form of court. So when you're going to probation, you just gave up your estate to the state. To the state estates. I like this. That's how he says it.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with, that plays with the estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You are the
You are the
estate. Because you
estate.
know, in order to have an estate, you need a domain, and you are the domain.
Your body is the temple.
Yes.
If my son has been in prison for 16 years now in the state of Georgia, what would I?
What did he do? Violence. Was there a victim?
They said it was a victim, but
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah,
help
that's
with
hard,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you
It
got
was the injured party.
We help with victimless crimes, you
Yeah,
know, like dope
that's-
cases. You know,
That's common law. We're talking about common law. Somebody got hurt.
Is the victim still alive? We'll find that out because if the victim can't talk, we can make something happen. What, you want me to lie to you? Come back to me when the victim can't talk. Hey, did I say anything illegal? I didn't say nothing illegal, did I? No. Okay.
Well, that would go back to evidence. Where is the so-called weapon?
All I say is cooks come up missing every day, B.
I know some people in Missouri got some hog farms.
Okay.
They eat everything.
The question is whether or not that was true.
They really will.
yeah. I gotta go in my state.
Man, just holler at me, girl. We can work it out. We can work it out. I got payment plans too. He's in prison, all right? Regardless, we can get that GSA bond, baby. We can get paid off it regardless, girl. Whether you in the state, right? Okay then, man. Yeah. Y'all gotta look up. It's the CCA. These are who own your prisons, and they got contracts with record labels.
Yep.
The music is supposed to make you act out and go to prison.
That's the point.
Yep.
That's the whole point.
Check this out. When you were down at Fulton County Detention, you look at the pyramid, okay? I was very upset yesterday. I was down there helping some homeless where Gateway City thing is. There's a pyramid. There's the courthouse, the juvenile court, the detention center where you were, and then the bonds, the bail bonds, the correctional facility. It's all in the pyramid.
Man, that's deep.
That's deep. Yeah.
Private Street.
That's where the Superior Court is too, Pryor Street.
And then federal court is at the top. Federal court is.
So I literally, to get out the case, I sent my paperwork to Pryor Street. I sent it to all the federal people, the IRS. So we didn't even talk about the IRS. When you dispute a case, you do. That's the as soon as you dispute it, the next step is the IRS.
Is that when you do like a whistleblower?
Yeah, you can do a whistleblower. If your baby daddy ain't paying child support, put a whistleblower on him. He got a new job, whistleblower for him. Hey, I help everybody.
But that is, it's a pyramid.
That's
Down
deep.
to Greyhound bus station,
And then the GSA.
The Greyhound bus station, traffic court, the Superior Court.
The Greyhound bus. So Magic City right there. You didn't even talk about Magic City, girl. Throw it in the pyramid, girl. I know Atlanta too. Come on now. What's good?
Right.
Oh.
They can't hear the questions.
Yeah, so I was asking if they give them like.
Yep. Let me see that.
What was the CCA for?
The what?
CCA, own the prison.
Oh,
those are the ones that own
correctional
the prison.
center or Center of Correctional Association of Prisons, private prisons.
So when I spoke
Keyword association.
on Family Day, and I was talking to the
Associations,
he's not
bro.
the warden, but they had some directors out there, and he told me when I'm speaking with him, he was saying, well, we are a private prison.
Yeah.
They're all private.
So I want you to know, anybody that's in a private prison, actually privately agreed to get up in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, I also learned, because I used to work for a financial investment firm, I had my Series 6 and 7.
Okay.
When they do the bonds and they.
Yeah, what you doing tonight?
To the broker, to the back office, and they
We can fact check
bundle
that.
the court cases together.
Yep.
They bundle the court cases together. and then they find a buyer
Hmm?
or an underwriter, and
That's it.
the underwriter comes a sentencing officer
Yep.
that determines if you take 20 do 10, they want the 20 do 10 automatically 10 because that's when the interest rate starts at 10 years.
Yep.
Now,
That's
what
it.
do you do if you have the QSIP to that case?
I don't know. Well, what I found out
See,
when I
they're the ones that can get the CUSA. That's all they can do with it. So you need to understand. That's when you come holler at us. Thank you.
If you had a broker that
All right, so a broker can't do nothing with the CUSIP number. They can just get the CUSIP number for us, and we do what we do with it.
well, I got the QSIP number for the case.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? We do what we do with. They do what they do with it in the private. The CUSIP's for the private.
So that's where you get the back office.
Yeah, but you need us. We holler at mortgage brokers or maybe series 6 and series 7 licensed brokers to go get us all that information.
Yeah, they get us the information.
Well, I did mine, my son.
Now
I
we can
found out
operate
his
with
case
that.
was broken down all the way through California, where there were litigators, politicians, and the case of those when they sell those bonds, they sell them like to
See.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
See her being having a license. That's when I would have her make an affidavit of my claims, and then have her sign it as the specialist.
Yep.
So I need to get that affidavit and QSIP number.
Yeah, it's called a securitization audit.
Yep.
That's exactly what it's called, securitization audit.
And they do.
That's the best way to get out of any mortgage.
Yep. They do the same thing with mortgages. They bundle them together.
But that's
and
what
they
you
sell
gotta
them off.
understand. When you getting somebody out of prison, you run it like a foreclosure process.
Yep.
It's the same thing. You run it just like a foreclosure process, or even an arbitration process through the DOJ. Now, so what I actually did to get out of prison, I sued the warden. That's the first step because you're in private capacity. That's his shit. So you start with the warden, not the state. Possession 9/10 of the law.
Right.
Now we're gonna prove the warden is wrong. Now.
So say if I had a case before, like a DUI case, how can I go back and get the, like, how can I go back to that?
3 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
No, you need to. That's not right. We don't help with those cases.
No? Okay.
No, I was messing with you.
It's already done and paid for anyway. I already got my license back.
You going to jail. Hey, we'll take one more question. We're gonna wrap this up.
Any other questions?
Cause we gotta clean it up.
Pass
man.
that to the back.
Y'all more welcome to help us clean up and ask questions while we clean it up.
Hey, y'all signed the contract. Y'all came in, you're obligated to clean up.
Oh shit, I'm about to opt out of this contract.
Too late. Too late. You performed. You just touched the mic. You performed.
Good. You got 3 days.
You got 3 days.
You good.
Depends on when you bought the ticket.
Oh, okay. Right.
When you buy the ticket?
When you buy the ticket?
Huh?
When did you buy the ticket?
What ticket?
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
You're learning shit. Okay.
All right, look, last question, right? You know, they say the best for last. But, so, I'm a young man. I'm from New York. I'm actually moving to Atlanta. Me and my brother here. But what you shaking your head now?
Hey, so y'all moving to Atlanta, man?
Yeah.
Hey, man, everybody give them a round of applause. Look how good they look, man. Brothers. Y'all brothers, man.
From New York.
Hold on, let me get you on the Instagram.
You Queens or Harlem?
I'm Queens. Queens get the money. Come on, man.
I told you from Queens.
Harlem pretty, baby. Manhattan, man. Money making Manhattan, baby.
That's not even an acronym. Come on, man.
You see, that's not even an acronym.
QGTM. Queens get the money.
New York
Come on, man.
is the Manhattan Island. New York City. Everything else is the
Hey,
outer
shout out to New York regardless, man. We rocking with
Shout out to New York.
you. Shout out to New York,
This
man.
is my question, though. So, just for the main idea of this whole meeting was, the check, please, right? Am I saying it right? Was it check, please?
Yeah, check, please. Yeah.
All right, so we're actually trying to get an apartment, right? So we actually needed some assistance on how to because I'm knowing of the whole endorsement thing, with the promissory notes and everything, but we need actual guidance on how to orchestrate it. You know what I'm saying? Because we went in there today, actually was looking at the luxury apartments, the high rises and stuff, and we was asking them to see the agreements, the contracts. You know what I'm saying? So we can see exactly how we're gonna move forward with this. So I'm just asking for some guidance. what I'm saying? I'm gonna be at the brunch tomorrow.
All right.
But I just wanna let you
That would be
know.
a better place to talk about it, but you know, at the end of the day, it just depends. I go in there, I don't do no red flags when starting off with anything.
Yeah.
You know, if you need a better credit score, get you some trade lines or whatever it is you lack in. Make sure it's together.
Yeah.
You know, and then you do the funny business after you get approved.
Okay.
Because the fraud is on their end.
Right. They're going to commit fraud once you do it anyways.
Yeah.
You're always the creditor. And so even with the getting an apartment, they say that's not credit, but they still run your credit, right?
Sure.
You know? So regardless, that's a form of credit.
Yeah. They could do a consumer report just on your name.
Yeah.
But they're getting your social so that they can get the funding.
Yeah.
Okay? So that is a consumer credit transaction because they ask you, how are you going to utilize this place, correct?
Yes.
And you're saying a personal use, family, right?
Yeah.
So that is a consumer credit transaction.
Okay.
So once again, once the social is used, it's paid for.
It's paid
So
for.
I even learned in my contract, because I actually had to go to federal court with the people that I left, was because of when I looked at the agreement, it said over the 3 years, I'm making up a number right now, over the 3 years, it was, let's say, 50,000. And then it says, and 1,700, what was it, 22 or 1,700, 2,200 a month. That word and means on top of. So 50,000 on top of 2,200 a month. That's what that word and means. It means on top of, or means you get to decide, and means on top of. So that means that when they got my credit, they took the money, the totality of the contract, they already got paid for that.
Yeah.
Now they're double dipping,
That's it.
asking me to pay on top of what they already got paid off.
What about the whole, like, because I know some people, like, they'll be like, you need, like, 3 months worth of rent or something like that, and like what about that? What about that situation?
Pay
That's
'em.
discrimination, but you can pay them. But it's
I
also
pay them. Listen,
Right.
I don't do no red flags. So listen, like I literally told,
Yeah.
listen,
No red flags.
literally, I know red flags, get in, and then listen, literally,
The remedy.
12 USC 411 is what I used in my apartment. C's my camera guy, Las Vegas, he could be attest to this. They let me stay to whole, I didn't get an eviction until the end of the lease.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay rent. I'm talking about luxury apartment.
So why don't you just do a corporate? You can set it up as a corporate.
So listen, get in with your name. This is exactly what I did. Get in, get approved, and then when they try to kick you out, talking about you owe rent, you talking about what you mean?
Right.
Didn't you run my credit? That means this is a business. Here's my business name.
That's exactly
Make your name a
what,
business.
That's exactly what we did. And so you can pull my name up. It'll say
Whatever it is,
Whatever.
man. But I use, as soon as I dispute the debt, my name's a business.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. 12 USC 411, you're going to stay at the
And
end
you
of the
cannot
lease.
mix business with
Now,
personal
they
credit.
probably won't ask you to stay in the next term.
But at least you got in.
You got a year. I got a good year in. I got a good year in.
Maybe they need to put it down for 3 to 5 years.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See if you can't get you a 3 to 5 year lease.
Right. We require a 5-year lease. Cool.
You want me to
We
put
appreciate
$3,000
it.
down? I need a $3,000 lease.
Right. Huh? You said why I shake my head about what?
Yeah, ATL.
What you mean ATL?
No, we love ATL.
Oh, ATL? I left here to go to Vegas.
And I love Vegas.
My roots
man,
is
but I'm
here. Like I have
everywhere.
roots. My family and stuff is in Georgia. I particularly don't
Let's
choose because
go.
I love New York. I love the city, but I also love the country part. And Vegas offers that.
Jackson
Vegas
looks
is
good,
beautiful.
man.
So when I go to Vegas, I see the lights, but then I can leave in a neighborhood that they still ride horses on. You see what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
So I
What's
like
up,
that. Georgia, they close everything closed too early. It's too far. I lived in Tequila. It took me an hour to get to downtown. I'm tired of that. I don't like that. They got the worst traffic here, worse than New York. I don't like that. I don't like none of that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's cool. You see what I'm saying? Like if I didn't go to Vegas, I would have still been here. But Vegas turned me out. I love Vegas, bro.
I love Vegas too, man.
Negative. Negative. Oh, I thought you said, do we have more? Y'all have more freedoms. That's what I thought. I
You
was
said
like,
in Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas. Oh, in Nevada. I'm sorry. Yeah. So once again, to mention that, one of your asset protection states is what? Nevada. Okay. Okay. Understand how Vegas was created. So when you go to the strip is
There you
not.
go. Who said that? Bugsy.
Say it again.
That's
exactly.
A gangster created Vegas.
So what we have to see is this. The Strip is not located in Las Vegas. It's
Paradise,
operated in Paradise, which is an unincorporated township. They don't pay taxes to Vegas. The Formula One that's there now, Vegas is not making money off that.
And that's all y'all get because time is cutting short.
Exactly.
Listen. Hey, if y'all don't have Dream Keepers Radio, make sure y'all put that in your Spotify, your Apple Podcasts.
Hey, matter of fact,
Dream Keepers Radio right now.
Who all got so before y'all leave, we will be on your phones having you download Dream Keepers Radio.
Make sure you Apple Podcasts. If you got the Apple phone, leave a review, 5 stars. Apple Podcasts. Look up the app. You can look. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. Wherever you listen to your podcasts. You know. If you're the VIP, make sure you get the address from Nolan.
You know, if you're VIP, you do not have the address, come and see me.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.